by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi Cola. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
You have found source. It's the Light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the Light of London for the very best in country and southern gospel.
We are the Light of London 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like The Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
Hi, my name is Mike Black, the principal at North Laurel High School. I'm joined by Athletic Director Ethan Everso, and we're excited that you've tuned in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. The Jaguar Broadcasting Network was a dream of mine to be able to showcase the talents of not only our student athletes, but our students who are actively involved in creating commercials, working behind the scenes in video production, and we're excited to see where this venture leads.
If you want to see your name or business come across the screen in one of our commercials done by our awesome sports marketing class, feel free to reach out to the school. You can contact me via email or via phone. We can make that happen for you. Thank you for tuning in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network.
Go Jags.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to North Laurel Nation here on Facebook, the official home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and WJTE 98.5, the Light of London. We're excited. Today begins the 13th Region Softball Tournament action, and we are very excited to be bringing you all 7 games of the tournament here on North Laurel Nation.
Yeah, just thank you to Corbin High School, our administration, and Athletic Director Tackett Wilson for giving us this opportunity to bring you every game of the 13th Region Tournament. We're looking forward to an exciting tournament. We got an outstanding matchup here in the first game this morning on Memorial Day, and just remember those who have served here on this Memorial Day holiday. Let's not forget the reason it is a holiday. If you have family members who served in the armed forces or are currently serving, we thank them and thank them for their service.
Absolutely, and this morning's match-off to start things off is going to be between your Lady Jaguars and the Lady Redhounds from Corbin. These two teams have met twice so far this season. The first matchup on April 11th, North Laurel came away with the win 15-13 here at Corbin. And then again on May 6th at North Laurel came away with the win once again 8-1. So two really different games, honestly, looking at the score there. And didn't see the first one, but we did do the broadcast on the game at North this year, and we talked about it even after that game. it was a lot closer than the score with what the score shows.
I agree. I think I was trying to look back through my notes. I think it was probably the third or fourth inning.
Yep.
It was like a 2-1 ball game. From what I've heard talking to the coaches and different people, the game early in April was just a slugfest.
Yeah.
We jumped out and we're way ahead early. Corbin fought back, and it ended up going into extra innings as we got that win 15-13. So, Corbin is always a formidable opponent, one of the top softball programs here in the 13th region. We can date back to 3 years ago. We lost to them in the finals of the 13th region 3-0. And then last year we defeated them in the semifinals. And, North Laurel comes in as the top ranked team here in the 13th region based on RPI, based on wins and losses. They're 10-0 in the region, but last year we were ranked third coming into the region. So I think we're going to step aside just for a moment as they play the national anthem here to honor our country. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes to bring you the first pitch here at Corbin High School, 13th Region Softball Tournament action.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. Pepsi Cola. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like the Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
Hi, my name is Mike Black, the principal at North Laurel High School. I'm joined by Athletic Director Ethan Everso, and we're excited that you've tuned in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. The Jaguar Broadcasting Network was a dream of mine to be able to showcase the talents of not only our student athletes, but our students who are actively involved in creating commercials, working behind the scenes in video production, and we're excited to see where this venture leads.
If you want to see your name or business come across the screen, one of our commercials done by our awesome sports marketing class, feel free to reach out to the school. You can contact me via email or via phone. We can make that happen for you. Thank you for tuning in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network.
Go Jags.
You have found source. It's the Light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the Light of London for the very best of country and Southern gospel.
We are the Light of London, 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
All right, welcome back here to North Laurel Nation on Facebook, the official home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and WJTE 98.5, the Light of London. Once again, we are very excited to be bringing you all of the 13th Region softball tournament action this week. This is Jalen Black. I'm joined here with my dad, Mike Black, and it's going to be a fun week of softball.
Absolutely. Looks like the weather's starting to clear off a little cool for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
But, great weather for softball action as your North Laurel Lady Jaguars take on the homestanding Corbin Lady Redhounds here in opening round action of the 13th Region Tournament. On the mound for the Lady Jaguars, we have number 4, Emma Carl. Emma's got a record of 13-5 with ERA of 3.07, and she'll face her counterpart, leadoff hitter Danny Foley, the pitcher for the Lady Redhounds.
Here comes the first pitch from Carl, and that one low in the turf for ball 1. Carl, I believe, pitched the first matchup between these two heavyweight teams, and that was the one that was a slugfest for both teams, 15-13 final score, as Carl throws low once again for ball 2.
Yeah, these teams are very familiar with each other and played a lot of softball against each other over the years. Emma's struggling here to find her control.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to hit that low inside corner, but just missing low. 3-0 count now for Foley. That pitch right down the pipe for strike 1. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Lipari Energy. Sheriff John Root as Foley hits a line drive, gets past the glove of second baseman Sizemore. She's heading to second, and the throw not in time. So a double by Danny Foley on the 3-1 pitch to get the Lady Redhounds going.
Yeah, that's probably a play that Bella normally makes. A hard hit ball. She wasn't sure if she had time to get over in front of him, tried to backhand it, and hopped over her glove.
Yeah.
Hard hit ball there for Foley.
There was some weird spin on it as well. It dropped kind of at the last second.
Yeah, Foley is, hitting 362 on the year with 20 RBIs and 7 home runs. So
now up to bat for the Lady Redhounds, number 14, the third baseman, Reagan Walker. First pitch to her is strike 1.
And Walker enters the matchup hitting 333, 3 home runs and 28 RBIs on the year.
Swing and a miss for strike 2, and great bounce back here by Emma Carl.
Yeah, she had a little extra gas on that pitch there. That's important here to make a good pitch, 0-2.
Right there, right back to Sizemore. We'll have a double play, and a great job there by the Lady Jags as Sizemore is able to recover and get first 2 outs here of the inning.
Yeah, great job there. You can hang your head and think you should have made that first play, or you can just shake it off and be ready to make the next one, and that's what Bella did as Sage covers second to get that double played. 2 outs here in the top of the first.
And that's going to bring up number 22, Morgan Hicks, the first baseman. She'll swing and miss on what I believe was a rise ball there by Carl.
Yeah, Hicks is batting .370. Corbin's leading hitter average-wise with 3 home runs and 22 RBIs.
0-1 count now. Comes the second pitch. And that was a pretty-looking pitch there as Carl chasing after the bottom of that strike zone.
Yeah, Emma's starting to find the groove. That was a good miss there.
1-1 count now. 2 outs, no runners on.
Lady Redhounds entered today's contest with a record of 13-14. Ball's high. They were coached by Crystal Stidham. They were runner-ups in the 50th district. They lost to South in the championship 9-0. Two
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Carl. Hicks gets a hold of that one. It's hit deep center field, and Katie Sam's unable to make the catch and will overthrow second base. So another double here by the Lady Redhounds, courtesy of Morgan Hicks.
It's hard to tell from here. Looked like Katie had plenty of room there and is unfamiliar with the field.
Now to the plate for the Lady Redhounds is going to be number 9, Anila Sanders, the catcher. Here's the first pitch to her. It's high for ball 1.
Anila comes into the game batting .289. 1 home run and 11 RBIs on the season.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And there we go. Emma Carl starting to find the bottom of that strike zone as she gets strike 1. Carl high on that pitch for ball 2. So 2-1 count now. 2 outs with a runner on second for the Lady Redhounds here in the top of the first inning. Sanders gets a piece of that one, but it is going to be fouled. Fouled off, out of play for strike 2.
It's going to be important for Emma here to be able to throw some off-speed pitches to keep the hitters from Corbin off balance. As we've seen here in the first 3 hitters, they're on her fastball. She's not being able to sneak that by them just yet.
And right there, nice little off-speed pitch by Carl as she'll get the strikeout for out number 3.
No damage done. Corbin leaves a runner on second base. Again, the double play there by Bella Sizemore really made a huge difference in that inning.
Yeah, that was a big momentum shift there. You start off with a big double in the gap, and that means a runner in scoring position with no outs, and so for Sizemore to be able to recover from the first mistake and get the double play, that was huge for the Lady Jags. Yeah. Anytime you're able to get out of the first inning when giving up 2 errors there, that's big.
Yeah, depending on how tough you want to be as a scorekeeper, you could have scored those either 2 errors or 2 hits. Either way, probably 2 hits on the board. Typical plays that your Lady Jaguars usually make, but it's postseason. It's win or go home. A little bit of nerves. I think that'll be good for them to get through that first inning. No runs scored. Be important to get on the board early here. Lady Jaguars enter today's contest as your defending 13th region champions, state runner-up. They enter with a record of 26-6, 10-0 in the region, champions at the 49th district, defeating Jackson County 11-1. We're led offensively by Emma Carl, who statistically is one of the top offensive players in the state. She has .495 average, 51 hits, which is tied for 11th in the state of Kentucky, 12 home runs, which is a new school record, tied for 8th, 51 RBIs, tied for 26, and 15 doubles, tied for 2nd. And then Sage McClure broke the school record for RBIs in a career. She's got 53 on the season, tied for 7th. 48 hits and hitting .471. So very potent offense by the Lady Jaguars.
And as much of the stats you just read off, it shows the impressive amount of offense we have on this lineup. It's been the one thing we've struggled with against a pitcher like Danny Foley. The movement, the spin on her ball has really thrown us for a loop the last 2 matchups this season. It's the first pitch to North Laurel leadoff batter center fielder Katie Sams. It's low for ball 1.
Yeah, Foley's on the mound. She's got a record of 6-8 with an earned run average of 2.66.
Second pitch, low for ball 2. And I think this is going to be one of the keys for the Lady Jags to come out with the win this morning. They've got to be able to put the ball in play and get some hits rolling.
Yeah, like you said, Foley's not going to overpower you. She's just going to try to put a lot of spin on the ball, a lot of movement.
Very similar start here for Foley is what Carl had on her to start the first inning. 3 straight balls here, and Katie Sam's way ahead in the count. Nice pitch down the middle for strike 1. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Foley. Inside for strike 2. So we've got a full count situation here as Foley's thrown back-to-back strikes.
And Katie hitting .402 on the season. She's got 13 doubles, tied for 7th in Kentucky.
That ball hit off the end of the bat. And that's going to be shortstop Terrell on the play. No, sorry, that was Lydia King on the play. Came up through the middle, fielded that ball, and was able to get the out at first.
Yeah, slow roller, tough play. Barely got her there. It's Katie hustled down the line.
So 1 out now, and number 4, the pitcher, Emma Carl, at the plate. And the first pitch, changeup by Foley, gets Carl on the front foot for strike 1.
Yeah, I can imagine Emma's not going to see many fastballs here. Hitting like we talked about. School record 12 home runs, just a lot of offensive power. Fouls that ball off quickly in the hole 0-2.
As you mentioned earlier, Carl, with the best average currently on the team, .495. As she gets a piece of that one, third baseman Reagan Walker will make the play for out number 2. And so far in the first 2 batters, we're seeing a lot of what they struggled with earlier in the season. Those pitches by Foley were just not able to hit the ball solid.
Yeah, I have a tough time squaring it up with, a lot of movement, a little late break on the ball.
That'll bring to the plate number 2, shortstop Sage McClure. First pitch to her, a changeup. She swings, little dribbler, fielded by King.
Not going to
Throw not in time, and Sage McClure finds a way to get on base.
Yeah, I thought right off the bat that was going to be a tough play for the shortstop because Sage is deceptively quick.
Yes.
She gets down the line really well.
Not to mention, really powerful hitter, so King was playing back very shallow, and that little dribbler, tough play to make for the shortstop. So now to the plate, number 8, second baseman Bella Sizemore. First pitch to her, she swings. Big hop to Reagan Walker at third base, and she'll make the out for out number 3. So that's going to do it here. We are still 0-0 here in this ball game, heading into the top of the second inning. You're listening to Jalen and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation on Facebook and WJTE 98.5 The London. We'll step aside, hear from our sponsors, and be right back.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
All right, welcome back here to your 13th Region Softball Tournament action. First game this morning is North Laurel Lady Jaguars taking on the Corbin Redhounds. We're at the start of the second inning here, and still 0-0 for both teams as number 18, Apple Terrell, comes to the plate. First pitch to her, way outside, but she'll swing and miss for strike 1.
Emma's got that rise ball working there. That ball just looks great coming in and then just dives away from the plate.
Second pitch, swing and a miss also. So Carl, with that fastball right there, just blew past Terrell, and an early 0-2 start here.
Starting to get loose. Turning it loose there in the circle.
Yeah, and you can tell when she gets into that groove, she can be really dangerous. That pitch was low, fielded, tough play by Sizemore, and the flip to first for out number 1.
I don't know what was tougher, the play or that she actually hit that ball. Because I know you're going to get on me. There was no dirt, but I would say dirt or chalk flew up because that's where the ball hit when her bat came through. But just great play all around by Bella Sizemore.
Yeah, this turf could be tricky to play the hops and bounces there, and that ball just was hit so low with the funky spin. That was a really nice play by Sizemore. So now to the plate, 0-0. The designated hitter, Kylie Sanders.
Kylie J. up to bat in the box.
First pitch to her was high for ball 1. Second pitch right at the bottom of the strike zone. 1-1 count now for Emma Carl. Big cut there by Sanders, but she'll swing and miss for strike 2.
Kylie hitting 268 on the season. 1 home run. 20 RBIs for the Lady Red Hounds.
She'll get a piece of that one, fouls it off behind the plate. 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, no runners on here for Sanders. Here's the pitch, and she'll get a piece of that one as well. So really just trying to time up this fastball from Carl.
Yeah, here'd be a good time for Emma to work on that off-speed pitch. It doesn't have to be a lot. She just takes a couple miles per hour off because they're sitting on the fastball.
There's that changeup and swing and a miss for Carl's second strikeout this morning, and that's going to be out number 2 for your Lady Jags. Now that'll bring to the plate number 5, the second baseman, Chloe Bays for the Red Hounds.
Bays is a sophomore, batting .279 on the season, 43 at-bats. She has 12 hits.
First pitch to her, swing and miss for strike 1. Bays gets a piece of that one and is able to foul it off, and Carl ahead in the count once again with no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's what Emma's been able to do after that first hitter. She's been able to get ahead, stay ahead and be in the zone.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Rise ball, doesn't bite on it, so that's going to be ball 1. Bays gets a piece of that one. It's off the end of the bat, fielded by Sizemore, and the flip to first for out number 3.
Bella's getting her work in out there. That was another tough play. Hit off the end of the bat, got that back spin on it. The sound off the bat made it sound like it was going to be a line drive, and then it never got to her. So another good play by Bella for out number 3.
And that'll bring us into the bottom of the second inning. Once again, we are still 0-0 here this morning as both teams are trying to find their groove at the plate. As you saw earlier, between innings, we'd like to thank our sponsors who are sponsoring us for the entirety of the 13th Region Tournament. That is Lapari Energy, the Laurel County Sheriff's John Root, and Pepsi Cola of Corbin. And then for today's game specifically, we have 2 sponsors for your Lady Jags. That is Nightlife Entertainment, DJ company owned by assistant coach Jeremy Adams here. We'd like to thank them for sponsoring Lady Jags softball team, and then Top Gun Trucking. So both 2 really good companies here that are sponsoring this morning's game to start off the 13th Region Tournament.
Yeah, thank you to Jeremy Adams and Jamie Van Hook of Nightlife Entertainment and Tammy and Dooney Sizemore, Top Gun Trucking. Longtime supporters of Lady Jaguar softball, and we appreciate their support of the 13th Region Tournament here today.
All right, to lead things off here in the bottom of the second, it's number 9, third baseman Ellie Adams for the Jags. First pitch to her is way outside for ball 1.
Ellie enters today's contest batting .354, 4 home runs, and 32 RBIs on the season.
Second pitch to her, hard cut, and she'll get a piece of that one as it's fouled off behind the plate. So 1-1 count here for Ellie. Off-speed pitch, and we could see the spin on that from here. It looked like it was way inside and was able to curve into that strike zone for strike 2.
Yeah, we've seen Foley pitch for many years. She can spin the ball with the best of them. And she comes in with a high strike just above the strike zone. Ellie has a good eye there.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. No outs and no runners on. Is Foley going to step off the rubber here? Here comes the pitch. That one outside. And we've got a full count situation here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's off speed, and Adams able to foul that off.
Yeah, good cut. Just as that ball was breaking, she hit the top half of it and fouled it off. Not sure what kind of theme we got going on in the Lady Jaguar dugout. See like cowboy hats, red, white, and blue for Memorial Day here.
3-2 pitch, and same scenario right there. Almost identical.
A replay. She fouls it off again.
So Adams continuing to fight, hitting anything close to the zone.
Yeah, here's where you make your pitcher work. Just throw a couple extra pitches.
Off-speed pitch. Adams crushes it. It's back, and it's gone. Ellie Adams with a home run to get the Lady Jags on the board first. And this crowd is fired up here as the Lady Jags will go on top 1-0 over the Lady Redhounds.
You know, Ellie had seen that change up earlier. And I felt like she stayed in long, but just decided that wasn't the pitch she wanted to hit. Well, she sat on it that time and just drilled it to deep center field to put the Lady Jaguars on the board here in the bottom of the second inning as they lead Corbin Lady Redhounds 1-0. It's a great way to start out the bottom of the second.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the first hit of the ball game for the Lady Jags.
Sage had an infield single.
I'm calling that off of an error, though.
No, that's not an error. That's an infield single.
Okay. Well, we might have to agree to disagree there. As Morgan Edwards will step to the plate now and watch strike 1 on the outside corner.
We'll discuss that off the air, but I'd say I'm 100% correct.
Second pitch, and Edwards was all over that one, but she'll foul it off.
Like you said, the Lady Jaguar crowd is fired up. Big crowd on hand for this first game here.
For both
teams.
sides, yeah. 0-1 now. So that pitch is low. Sorry, umpire showing 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. No outs. Lady Jags on top 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Morgan gets a piece of that one as well, fouls it off.
Yeah, Morgan's just trying to shorten her swing here and just battle and get the ball in play here. Make something happen. Hear that dugout now. That home run's got them fired up.
1-2 pitch.
Ball might have been a little up, but you don't want to take anything close, so she continues to fight in there.
And this is exactly what Ellie did in her last at bat. Just battled, and I believe she started out 0-2. Here's a 1-2 pitch off speed, and it's a fly ball as Reagan Walker will come over and make the play for out number 1. That'll bring to the plate our catcher number 15, Bella Finley.
Yeah, Bella's a freshman hitting .427 on the year. 10 doubles, 22 RBIs, 1 home run. She's done an outstanding job this year behind the plate.
First pitch to her, she'll get a piece of it, and it is fouled out of play.
You know, I think from last year's state runner-up team, we lost only one senior, and that was a catcher. And so freshman Bella Finley has made the move from the outfield to behind the plate, and she's done an outstanding job.
Second pitch is outside, ball 1. One pitch. She'll get a piece of it, but that is Bays at second base who comes in to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, that's, you know, what we talked about with Foley earlier. It's just tough to square her up, to hit the ball on the solid part of the bat. That was kind of off the handle there. Just a little line drive to the second baseman.
Now at the plate is number 26, our designated hitter, Tessa Mulholland. She swings and misses for strike 1.
Tessa hitting .384 on the season.
Tessa gets a piece of that one, fouls it off into the net. So 0 balls, 2 strikes now for Mulholland. That off-speed pitch just outside. So good eye there by Tessa. 1-2 count now with 2 outs. No runners on for the Lady Jags. Here's the pitch. Tessa set on that changeup there, was able to foul it off down the third baseline.
And just a reminder, we'll be live on the air for every game here at the 13th Region Tournament. We've got 3 more games in the opening round today.
Tessa gets a piece of that one, fouls it off, so she's continuing to battle and hit anything within the zone.
Yeah, and that's what all of their hitters have done these first 2 innings. You know, we're not making solid contact on every swing, but we're battling. There she is, fouls off another one.
And
so they're seeing the ball good.
Yeah, and you can tell that starts to take a toll on the pitcher when you're just continuously trying to hit your spots, throw pitches, and the batter is just relentless in the plate. One, 2 count now.
Well, takes a long look into the dugout for the signal.
And that high pitch there going to get Mulholland. She'll swing and miss. Foley with the strikeout for out number 3. So Lady Jags still lead, able to put 1 run on the board there in the bottom of the second. So as we head to the top of the third, they lead 1-0. You're listening to Jalen and Mike Black. 13th Region Softball Tournament action here on North Laurel Nation on Facebook and WJT 98.5. We'll step aside and be right back.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like the Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month, and all your favorite sports coverage. You can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over, no matter where you are. Tune in today.
All right, welcome back here to North Laurel Nation as we start the top of the third inning.
Shortstop number 27, Lydia King, and she attempted to bunt on the first pitch.
He'll swing and miss for strike 2, so another great start here by Emma Carl. 0 balls, 2 strikes for King. And right there, swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout on the morning for Carl for out number 1. That'll bring to the plate center fielder number 3, Alana Stidham. She'll square to bunt, pulls back, and that's going to be ball 1.
Yeah, I agree. It was a late pullback, but he appealed to the first base umpire. He says she put it back just in time. Lana's a senior. 10 hits and 67 at-bats this year. Corbin.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. That's back-to-back batters that have squared to bunt in the first pitch.
Yeah, I'd look for her to bunt again.
Yeah, she does, and fouls it off behind the plate, not able to get that one down. So 2 strikes on her now.
I don't know how closely teams watch this, but if you can, a lot of times you can watch the batter and you can watch their hands.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, she's got that split grip right now.
A lot of people swing and miss for strikeout number 4 on the morning for Emma Carl and out number 2. But we also talked about how the game, is evolving over time, and that split grip's kind of been something people have adapted into their hitting anyways.
Yeah, it's popular. You've seen it the last 2 or 3 years in college. I'm not sure. I didn't pay close enough attention on her first swing to see. I'm not sure if she had that split grip on the first one. I thought she may be doing it because she's getting ready to bunt.
This is a leadoff hitter and pitcher number 15, Danny Foley, at the plate now. She swings and misses for strike 1.
Yeah, she led off the top of the first with a double for the Lady Red Hounds.
She has 2 outs here and no runners on. That pitch in the turf, going to be ball 1. One pitch off speed, and it is fouled off down the third base line. So 1-2 count now for Foley. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a hard line drive hit back up the middle. Fielded by center fielder Katie Sams, and that's another hard hit ball by Foley for a single.
Yeah, you just can't make the mistake up there, 1-2. Foley's too good of a hitter, hitting 362, and she squared the ball up both times. Solid contact.
So that's going to be a courtesy runner there for Foley. That's number 12, Olivia Anderson. And now to the plate, third baseman number 14, Reagan Walker. First pitch to her, swing, fouls it off behind the plate. Walker with 2 outs and a runner on first here. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Carl. It's outside for ball 1.
Yeah, here's where Emma's got to, hit her spots. As we've seen through this lineup, the top 3 or 4 hitters from Corbin, they can hit the ball.
1-1 pitch, a little off speed and inside for strike 2.
Yeah, that had, it's like it almost had some backdoor movement on it. Came back across the plate there. I think Walker had given up on it initially.
One, 2 count as Carl gets the signal. Here's the pitch. And Walker swings on a high ball. Sizemore can't make the play in time, and going to be back-to-back singles here. So let's hear your take on that. You scoring that an error? Or?
I am. But hard hit ball.
Yeah.
Nobody hurt. First and second. She got the leading hitter, average-wise, Morgan Hicks, up hitting 370. She had a double earlier in the top of the first as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a two-out rally starting to come on here for Corbin as the first pitch to Hicks is in the turf for ball one. They've got runners on first and second, 2 outs.
Yeah, here Emma just needs to settle down, make a good pitch. Defense make a play behind her.
Wild pitch, and
Got a
Anderson
chance.
safe at third, and both runners will advance on the pass ball.
I thought the way that ball bounced straight back to her off the top of the batting, she might have a chance.
So 2-0 count now. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Carl, and Hicks will foul it off into the net.
Yeah, here Emma's just got to bear down and go right at this hitter.
2-1 pitch. Hicks gets a piece of that one again. Fouls it off out of play.
That's what she's done those last 2 pitches. I'd like to see this same pitch a little bit higher and a little bit further outside because I don't think Hicks will stay in and take that one.
2-2 count now. North Laurel looking for their final out of the inning here. Here's the pitch. It's low and outside, so we've got a full count situation here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Carl, and it's low for ball 4. Gets away from Finley, but runner will not try to advance. And Corbin now in a pretty good situation as they've got bases loaded here.
Coming to the plate is number 9, Anila Sanders. Struck out there in the first inning.
And right there, Sizemore gonna do a little switcheroo, switch his gloves there. And I noticed she called time earlier before that ball by Walker was hit to her at second and was fiddling with her glove. So not sure really what's going on there, but she'll probably try to use that as the reason she couldn't make that play. So bases loaded, 2 outs here. Neela Sanders at the plate. First pitch to her is low and outside for strike 1.
Low and outside for strike 1.
In the strike zone.
The bottom of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for there. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Sanders will foul it off behind the plate. So all 3 of these runners got on base with 2 outs. So Corbin, really figuring out ways to get on.
Yeah, Emma struck out the first 2 hitters, the 8-9 hitter. But like I said, the top of the lineup, are tough outs.
0-2 pitch and gets her with the off speed. That's her 5th strikeout on the morning and able to get North Laurel out of the jam there.
Yeah, and sometimes in a game you'll look back and, see there that Corbin left 3 runners on, and that could be a pivotal point. Now what North Laurel has to do is bounce back here and capitalize on that and put some runs on the board themselves.
Absolutely. So Lady Jags heading in to the bottom of the 3rd inning, up 1-0 over the Lady Redhounds of Corbin.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, we'll be on the air for Game 2 of the regional tournament between Pineville Lady Lions and the Harlan County Black Bears at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we've got a full jam-packed day of softball here, and we're very excited and grateful for all of our sponsors and the people here at Corbin for allowing us, especially Mr. Tackett.
Tackett Wilson, yes, sir, one of the best ADs in the business. All around great guy, so we appreciate him, all his assistance today, and, thank our sponsors again, for the entire tournament, Lipari Energy, Sheriff John Rood, and Pepsi. without them, we could not broadcast these games live. So we thank them. And then our game sponsors for today, Nightlife Entertainment and Top Gun Trucking. We thank all of you all for your support of North Laurel High School and North Laurel High School athletics.
So as you mentioned, coming up after this at 1 o'clock, Pineville versus Harlan County. Followed up at 3 o'clock will be Harlan Independent versus Knox Central. And then the nightcap to end things off at 5 p.m. will be South Laurel versus Jackson County. So really exciting day of some first round 13th region softball tournament action here at Corbin High School.
That's right. If you're a fan of softball in the 13th region, come on out and join us. Overcast sky, slight breeze, a little cool, but a great day for softball.
So now at the plate for your Lady Jags, number 11 left fielder Katie Keene. First pitch to her, high and outside for ball one.
Katie, a junior, 20 hits and 84 at-bats.
Second pitch was that off speed. She gets under it, high fly ball, and that's going to be caught by shortstop Lydia King for out number one.
Like we've talked about, we're making contact just under the ball, hitting the bottom half, and that's due to the spin Foley's putting on the ball.
For Lady Jags, back to the top of the lineup as Katie Sams fouls the first pitch off behind the plate.
Katie grounded out to the shortstop in the bottom of the first.
Second pitch, strike two, so 0-2 start for Foley.
Yeah, this is good placement. The outside corner just froze Katie there.
Going for that outside corner once again, this time high, going to be ball one. Looking for that outside corner once again. She's really
Yeah, she's working that outside corner. You could just tell by the way the catcher caught it. It was too far outside.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here for Katie Sams. Here's the pitch, and they're going to say she went. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think she went. Could it have been called strike 3 looking? Yes. But I do not think she went.
That's what Coach Edwards is.
I mean, that's a very good point, though. She did not go across the plate there with the bat. But it was a good-looking pitch that could have been rung up for strike 3 anyways.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Looks like home plate umpire Roger Richardson got a little upset here. He's had words with Coach Chris Edwards and Coach Ben Sams. But nonetheless, that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the third as Emma Carl steps into the box.
First pitch to her is high for ball 1.
Not sure what was said, but he walked down the first base line and had something to say to Coach Sams.
Not very happy there. That pitch inside for strike 1. And Carl gets a piece of that one, hit to the shortstop, and he runs it out. Great job there by Emma Carl.
Infield single. She beats it out.
So North Laurel going to see if they can get a little 2-out rally of their own going here.
Yeah, get their own 2-out rally going. As Sage steps into the box. Sage, that infield hit there.
So McClure now in the box. Carl looking to steal, got a good jump, and she'll dive in head first for the stolen base. That first pitch to McClure was called ball 1 as well. So now McClure, our RBI queen here, holds the record for most and in her career, correct?
Yeah, she is. I've lost count. It was 200 and
40
something in
yeah.
that area. Got 53 on the season, so a good time to pick up another one here.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Carl able to get the stolen base, and Foley going to step off the rubber after calling time there. A little bit of miscommunication, it seems. She'll step back on, and here's the 1-1 pitch to McClure outside for ball 2. And McClure, same thing with Carl. She's going to have a hard time getting a good pitch she likes here. They're going to be hitting the corners.
Yeah, important to be patient. Get a pitch you can drive here.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's outside again. So 3-1 situation here. And we've said it all year. We'll say it again. She's very, very seasoned and patient in the plate. She knows how to battle and really good at reading the ball out of the pitcher's hand.
Yeah, she's got 12 walks on the season. Only struck out 3 times, so she's going to put it in play.
3-1 pitch, a hard cut for McClure.
I like it. 3-1.
You know it's coming.
You're looking dead red, something you can drive out of the ballpark and come out of your shoes on that one, and she did.
Absolutely.
Now it's important just to get it in play. Make somebody feel the ball here.
You see McClure choke up on the bat. Here's the full count pitch, and outside pitch got her.
I think she swung at ball 4, but that doesn't happen much there. It's out number 3 there.
All right, so Lady Jags heading to the top of the 4th inning as they lead 1-0 over the Lady Red Hounds. You're listening to Jalen and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation on Facebook and WJTE 98.5 London. We'll step aside, hear a word from our sponsors, and be right back with 13th Region Softball Tournament action.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning tastes along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
All right, welcome back here to North Laurel Nation on Facebook. We're coming to you live from 13th Region Softball Tournament here at Mary Hines Field at Corbin High School. This is number 18, Apple Terrell at the plate, and she'll start this at bat off with no balls and 2 strikes here.
Very similar to her first at bat, and then she swings at a ball low in the dirt and hits a missile out to second base that Bella fielded.
0-2 pitch. Looks like came out of Carl's hand.
Held on to that one a little too long.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Terrell. And the inside pitch gets her for strike 3. So Emma Carl with 6 strikeouts this morning. And that's going to be out number 1 of the inning. That'll bring to the plate 0-0 Kylie Sanders for the Lady Red Hounds.
Kylie J struck out in the top of the second.
First pitch to her, high for ball 1.
This is very similar to the game at North. Here we are in the top of the 4th, 1-run game.
Carl looking for that outside corner there. Doesn't get it, so 2 balls with no strikes now for Sanders. 2-0 pitch is in the turf for ball 3. So here comes the 3-0 pitch right down the middle. She'll hit a little blooper and fielded by Sizemore for out number 2.
You know, I'm old school.
Take 3-0 pitch, yeah.
3-0, 1-run game. I'm going to take my chances. Bella switched gloves again. Stitching may have came loose on that one. I think that's what she was pulling at there earlier. So maybe they've got that little glove work in the dugout there. And she's back to her original glove. It's Chloe Bays, number 5. The second baseman steps into the box.
She'll swing and miss for strike 1. Bays has no runners on with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And right there is strike number 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Carl, and the off speed will sit Bays down. Strikeout number 7 on the morning for out number 3. So good inning there by Emma Carl and the Lady Jags as they're able to go 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts. Again, we move into the bottom of the 4th, and talked about this all year. You want to keep adding on runs. You know, we haven't scored since the home run in the bottom of the 2nd, so it's important to add on here. Ellie Adams will be back in it's Bella Sizemore first. It'll be Bella Sizemore, Ellie Adams, and Morgan Edwards this for the Lady Jaguars in the bottom of the 4th.
But yeah, as you mentioned earlier, this game is very similar to the one at North Laurel played just a few weeks ago. Very kind of a slow start for both teams on the offensive end of things. Not able to put together too many hits, and low scoring game that's real close here as we headed to the top of the 4th.
Yeah, I think it was 1-0 there for several innings, and then Corbin made a few errors. We had a few hits. I think we got up 5-6-0. Corbin added a run, and then we tacked on 2 to win 8-1. So very similar game. Again, we knew this would be a tough matchup here. Anytime you draw Corbin, draw them on their home field. And Foley in the circle.
Number 8, second baseman Bella Sizemore steps into the box for the Lady Jags, sporting a brand new bat here for the region tournament. First pitch to her is on the outside corner for strike 1. Hard cut as she gets a piece of that one. Fouls it off for strike 2, so Sizemore going to have to battle here. She is down in the count with no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we've only had 3 hits this morning against Foley.
Great eye there by Sizemore as that pitch is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, that's where Foley's going to stay. He's outside. It's Bill, and he just stay on it, drive it into that right center field gap.
And right there, thought that pitch might catch the inside of the strike zone on the outside corner, so she threw the bat out there, just threw her hands at it, able to foul it off. So Sizemore continuing to battle here. She has 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Once again, just throws her hands at that outside pitch, and she'll foul it off the top of the dugout.
Ball hit off the face of the dugout. Must have scuffed it up because they've thrown it out.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Foley. Great battle here by Sizemore as she lays off of the high ball. Two balls, two strikes. Here's the pitch and way outside, and this is just a really great at bat here by Bella Sizemore. Started the count down, no balls, two strikes, and is able to work her way into a full count.
Yeah, anytime you get down 0-2, if you can battle back and get it full.
There's the pitch. Sizemore takes the inside pitch to the second baseman, and Bays will make the play for out number one. So that is going to be the first out of the inning, and that will bring to the plate number 9, third baseman Ellie Adams. First pitch to her is inside for ball one.
Ellie's responsible for the only run of the game with her solo home run in the bottom of the second. Fifth home run on the season.
1-0 count, and Adams able to get a piece of that ball, fouls it off for strike one.
Foley jammed her there. Inside fastball.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Ellie's going to get that off-speed changeup pitch anymore here. That ball hit hard, but foul and out of play.
She might see it here, but it's not going to be up in the zone. It's probably going to be down in the zone.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hard hit ball fielded by the shortstop, Lydia King, and she'll make the play for out number 2.
I'll tell you something Corbin's done today that they didn't do in the last matchup that we broadcast. They've not made any errors.
Yep.
You know, we put the ball in play. We only have two strikeout. Put the ball in play a lot, and they've made every play.
Now to the plate is first baseman number 28, Morgan Edwards. First pitch to her is high and outside for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right on the inside corner for strike one. One, and Edwards will drive that outside pitch foul and into the back of the neck. So 1-2 count now, 2 outs and no runners on for Morgan. Edwards gets a good piece of that one. But that's going to be number 3, Alana Stidham in center field, who comes over and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Lady Jags will head into the top of the 5th inning here as they lead 1-0 over the Lady Redhounds. You're listening to Jalen and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation on Facebook and WJT 98.5. We'll be right back.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like The Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
So to start the top of the 5th inning, this is number 27, the shortstop Lydia King at the plate. She attempts to bunt on the first pitch and fouled it off behind the plate.
Yeah, I think Corbin's probably going to try to do that these next couple of hitters, try to get somebody on base. With Foley coming up third this inning.
King will square to bunt again, and that one is going to roll foul. So 2 unsuccessful attempts to get the bunt down here.
Yeah, King's 0 for 1 today. Struck out in the top of the third.
Oh, 2 count now for King. And there's the pitch, swing and a miss for strikeout number 8 on the morning. And out number 1 for the Lady Jags. So that'll bring to the plate number 3, center fielder Alana Stidham for the Lady Red Hounds. First pitch to her, she'll square to bunt and fouls it off. Yeah, it looks like the Lady Red Hounds are trying to do a little small ball here, get a runner on, and get Foley to the plate to try to tie things up. So we'll expect a bunt here as she already goes to show. And she fouls that one off out of play as well. So an 0-2 count here for Stidham. No runners on and 1 out. Here's the pitch. And she'll hit it down the first base line, fielded by Edwards, and she'll step on the bag for out number 2.
Typically, you don't see the ball do that on turf field, but it just changed direction.
Yeah. So that's going to be out number 2 of the inning here for the Lady Jags, and that brings back up to the plate leadoff hitter for the Red Hounds, number 15, pitcher Danny Foley.
Yeah, she's 2 for 2 this morning. It's a single and a double.
First pitch to her is inside for ball 1, and I don't know if you noticed there, it looked like Carl kind of stumbled, was losing her balance there on that pitch. Second pitch is high for ball 2. So Carl being very careful of where she places these pitches to Foley. 2-0 pitch, low, hard hit ball to third base, and a great play by Ellie Adams for out number 3. So another 3 up, 3 down inning by our Lady Jags. And
yeah, that's a big out. It's the first time we've got Foley out today. And, you know, you talked about her being very careful where she was placing her pitches. Rightly so, because Foley has 7 home runs on the season. So, you know, another great inning. I think that is 6 in a row set down by Carl. 3 up, 3 down the last 2 innings. So, again, you don't feel safe with 1-0 lead. So you want to I know that's what Coach Edwards is talking about here is need to put some more runs on the board, tack on a run here, get that lead to 2-0, 3-0, and give themselves some breathing room.
One thing I want to talk about that I find kind of funny, like Carl and Foley, both 2 really good pitchers, but even better hitters as well. I feel like that's something you don't see often most of the time as a pitcher. And you'll see with a lot of high school teams, I think more in baseball where the pitcher won't even bat. They got one job, and it's to get on the mound, you know, and throw strikes. And but in softball, it's a whole completely different game, and very cool, though, to see Foley and Carl, 2 very talented players in our region, battle head-to-head today.
Absolutely. And like we mentioned earlier in the game, you know, not only is Emma one of the top offensive players in the state, you know, being ranked in multiple categories, but, you know, she's also one of the top pitchers in this region, preseason player of the year in the 13th region. And I don't think she's done anything to discredit that this year at all.
All right, so leading off here, Bottom of the 5th inning is catcher number 15, Bella Finley, and we'd like to thank our game sponsors today, Top Gun Trucking and Nightlife Entertainment. Thank you to those two sponsors for sponsoring our student athletes here at North Laurel. First pitch to Finley. It's a little blooper. It's going to drop, and King not able to make the throw in time, so Finley able to get things going here for your Lady Jaguars.
Out of our 4 hits, we have 3
Infield
hits.
Yep.
Just cannot square the ball up on Foley. But that ball had enough to get over her head and knew it was going to be a tough play for the shortstop. So here I'm going to play small ball here, and I'm going to bunt. Tessa's way up in the box. That tells me that she may be doing that.
Yeah, she'll square to bunt, pulls back. Finley going to take the steal and slides in head first safely.
I'm still doing it here. You know, you may put her in a hole 0-2. You want to get that runner to third base, pass ball, anything, you got a chance. You're still way up in the box.
0-1 count here for Mulholland. She squares early to bunt. She gets it down. Great job by Tessa. She'll be out at first, but that is the perfect representation of a sacrifice bunt.
Softball.
Yes,
That's small ball. That's exactly what you do to win games. You give up yourself. You give up an out. Outstanding job by Tessa Mulholland.
Absolutely. So Tessa sacrifices the success of herself to get Finley over to third base, and now Katie King will step to the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position.
I don't know that I'm not going to do the same
Again,
thing here.
I know. You love it, don't you?
I love it.
First pitch to King outside for ball 1. That's the joy of softball, man. I love the small ball action, and I feel like you just don't see it as much in baseball.
No.
And King wanted the bunt there, pulls back.
Yeah, it's a lost art.
Mm-hmm.
But as you advance, further on in postseason, you're going to see teams are going to win games 1-0, 2-1, and the small ball aspect is huge.
Especially,
you got to be able to bunt.
Especially when you're not lighting it up at the plate. So King won't try to bunt there. She'll swing, fouls that ball off for 2 balls and 1 strike here.
Well, like I said, there's only been 1 solid ball hit all day against Foley. We're seeing it, but just the spin on the ball, you're not able to hit it solid.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. She'll square to bunt, gets it down. Walker going to stare down Finley. And the tough situation there is Finley came about halfway down, but then returned to third base and did not advance on Walker's throw.
Yeah, that's, she just a good play, bunted it right at the third baseman, got the bunt down. But in that situation, you want to bunt it more towards first base.
First, yep.
Tougher play.
Back to the top of the lineup with center fielder number 21, Katie Sams, at the plate. She'll watch the first pitch for ball 1. Still a chance, though. We just need a ball in the gap to the outfield. And right there, Sams.
Got it off the handle.
Yeah, and that's going to be caught by left fielder. I believe that is.
Is that Apple Terrell?
No, she's the right fielder. Their numbers are not correct with the jerseys they're wearing, but I do believe that is Michaela Hopkins.
She must be the designated player.
Yes. All right, so heading in to the top of the 6th inning, North Laurel still ahead 1-0. We'll step aside and be right back here on North Laurel Nation and WJT 98.5.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
All right, welcome back here to the North Laurel Nation, official home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, as we are giving you all the 13th Region Softball Tournament action. Your Lady Jaguars are up 1-0 still over the Corbin Redhounds to begin the top of the 6th inning. This is number 14, third baseman Reagan Walker at the plate now. First pitch to her is high and outside, and she'll bite on it. Hits it off the end of the bat, and great play by Edwards at first for out number 1.
Morgan Hicks up next. She's 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. This morning's first round action here in the 13th Region Softball Tournament.
She'll swing and miss for strike 1.
That's 7 hitters in a row that Emma Carl's retired. You know, if you can get through here, 2, 3, 4, you're going to have the bottom of the order up in the top of the 7th. And when I look at my scorebook, no one has any hits down there. It's been your top 3 hitters.
1-1 count now for Hicks.
Have all 4 of Corbin's hits.
Here's the pitch from Carl. Hicks won't bite on it, so it's going to be ball 2.
Said Hicks hitting .370 with 3 home runs and 22 RBIs.
2-1 pitch is low for ball 3.
You know, as a coach, you're thinking, you know, you want to go 3 up, 3 down here because you don't want to get back to Foley at the top of the order in the 7th inning. And she was lost ball there. Just came out of her hand.
So Carl's first walk of the morning here, and Hicks will take first base on 4 balls. Sorry.
Hicks has walked twice.
Twice,
Yep.
okay, so.
Only 2 of the game.
Yep. All right, this is number 9 catcher Neela Sanders at the plate now. She has a runner on first and 1 out. Pitch to her. She'll hit it, dribble her down to third base line, and Adams will make the play. And we nearly had a pickoff there. Great heads-up play by Edwards. Did not get it in time, but Hicks, we have done that a lot this season.
I looked down to record the out, and I'm just going based on your call. I didn't see what happened.
Hicks overran second base there, and Sizemore nearly got her. And
well, we talk about a lot in basketball IQ, and softball IQ. Because
Morgan didn't hesitate.
And
she did not hesitate. The
exactly
first place she looked, absolutely, and they've done that several times this season. Hicks was lucky enough to get back to the bag. 2 outs now, and this is number 18 right fielder Apple Terrell at the plate. She'll watch the first pitch for ball 1.
She's 0 for 2. She grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 4th.
1-0 pitch. That ball's crushed. Terrell sends that one deep, and not a chance as it's in the creek, and that is a 2-run bomb by right fielder Apple Terrell. And that'll put Corbin ahead 2-1 now in the top of the 6th.
This place is come alive. She got all of that one.
Yeah.
That's her 4th home run on the season. She has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs coming into the game. So her 4th home run and her 9th and 10th RBIs. Wind's kind of blowing out, but she got it up and it's gone. From where we're sitting, I didn't think there was a doubt that it was gone. I don't know if Katie had got to the fence, if she'd had a chance or not. But.
Absolutely not. It was over that tree back there. But now to the plate is 0-0 Kylie Sanders as she swings and misses for strike 1. So North Laurel now trailing 2-1 here in the top of the 6th.
But that's what we talk about, adding runs on. You know, Foley's held us at bay most of the game.
Second pitch from Carl is low for ball 1. 1-1 count now. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2.
Well, it's important that Emma shakes that off and settles down here and gets his third out. Can't focus on that because you can't bring it back. You've got to stop them right here and hold them where they're at. Give your team a chance in the bottom of the 6th.
Hard cut by Sanders. Can't get a piece of it. That's going to be strike 2. And that pitch low. So Carl now a full count situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Three-two pitch, and she'll get the strikeout. Number 9 on the morning for Carl, and that's out number 3. So North Laurel now got to get the bats rolling.
Yeah, it's do or die time now. You're down to your last 6 outs. That's what we talked about. That's why they're in the bottom of the 5th. We tried to bunt runners over because you wanted to add on that other run. You walk somebody in the top of the 6th, and then Terrell just absolutely crushes it.
And we talked about how Corbin had the opportunity with bases loaded and didn't score, how that might come back and haunt us or haunt them. Well, we're facing that exact situation. We had a runner on third, got the bunt down, could not advance the runner to score, and now we trail by 1 run.
And we talked about the small ball aspect of fast pitch softball and how you don't see that come into play as much. And we've broadcast a few softball games this year, not all of them. So I don't know how many times that Katie's been in that opportunity where, not only do you need to get the bunt down, but it's also about where you place the bunt.
Yeah. But we're right where we want to be lineup-wise as Carl comes to the plate here. And as you mentioned, North Hall down to their last 6 outs of the evening. Got to find a way to put some runs on the board here.
Yeah, Emma 1 for 2. She had an infield hit in the 3rd inning. Like I said, of the North Laurel's 4 hits, 3 of those have been infield hits.
Here's the first pitch to Carl. It's way outside, ball 1. One-0 pitch is off speed inside, and Carl fouls it off and has Coach Edward dancing over there.
Just a half a second early on that.
One count now for Carl. No outs, no runners on. That pitch outside for ball 2. Corbin leads 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's inside for ball 3. And honestly, I was about to say that looked like the same pitch that Carl pulled on and fouled off.
Yeah, we're in the same situation Sage was a couple of innings ago. 3-1, you're looking for just your pitch.
And she'll take a hard cut, swings on an outside pitch for strike 2. Here's the 3-2 pitch inside. Carl gets a piece of it. Will it drop? And it does, but it's foul ball.
Again, that ball was not on the barrel.
No.
We're not able to barrel anything up. That was just pure strength that she got it out that far off the inside handle, off the inside pitch on the handle of the bat. 3-2 battle here. Just a great softball game. Corbin leads 2-1 over the defending 13th region champions here in the bottom of the 6th.
Here's a full count pitch inside, and Carl swings and misses for strikeout and out number 1 of the inning. Sage McClure at the plate now, 1 out. No runners on. First pitch to her is low and outside for ball 1. Second pitch to her is inside for strike 1. And fill me in on Sage's at bat so far today.
Sage has infield hit and struck out. She's 1 for 2.
1-1 count. Here's the pitch outside for ball 2. That off-speed pitch inside for ball 3. So 3-1 count here.
Looking for the pitch to drive here. Foley's so good. She's not going to leave anything out over the plate. That was, even though she's down 3-1, that was still inside. It's probably a strike, but it's going to be on the inside half. She's not going to miss on the middle half of the plate.
McClure able to foul that one off, keep the at-bat alive. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. McClure crushes that. It's going to drop. And going to be a single by Sage McClure, but great effort there by Stidham in center field.
She laid out.
The ball bounced into her glove there, but was still able to trap it. That was a really impressive attempt there by Stidham.
I got to think that Coach Edwards is going to have Sage steal here. I don't know that he would bunt here with 1 out. Probably going to be fake bunt, so Sage can steal because they've had some good success. Got 2 stolen bases on the morning.
So Sizemore at the plate now. 1 out, a runner on first here. Here's the pitch.
No. Everybody in the stadium thought.
Yeah. So Sizemore will watch pitch number 1 for strike 1. And Coach Crystal Stidham going to call time here and brings her infield in. So Chris Edwards going to take a moment and speak with his players as well and his first base coach. This is tournament time right here.
Strategy. With 0 outs, no doubt I'm bunting her there. But,
yeah,
she's your number 4 hitter. Bella has 31 RBIs on the season, 5 home runs, 9 doubles. Senior, would give her an opportunity to swing the bat here. I think what Corbin's probably discussing is, how are we going to handle any bunts? What happens if she takes off the steal? What are we doing? And, just kind of reset here, make sure everybody's all on the same page.
Make sure everyone's locked in here. So 0-1 count for Sizemore. McClure on first, 1 out here.
Bottom of the 6th inning is Corbin leads 2-1.
Here's the pitch. It's high. McClure's going to steal. Throw not in time. And right there, North Laurel now with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, they've picked up something. That's 3 stolen bases.
So 1 ball, 1 strike now for Sizemore. McClure on second base, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. McClure with a high fly ball to left field. And Hopkins able to make the grab.
Ellie Adams steps into the box. He's 1 for 2 with the solo home run.
So 2 outs. Runner on second base here, and Adams back at the plate. Ooh, and that was a good-looking pitch. She'll swing on it, fouls it off, out of play. There's that off-speed pitch again, but Adams, she'll lay off of it, and it's going to be low for ball one. Adams gets a bat on it, and Reagan Walker fields it and makes the play for out number 3. So Lady Jags will leave one runner on, and we'll head into the top of the 7th inning. Corbin leads 2-1. We'll step aside and be right back here on North Laurel Nation and WJTE 98.5.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
All right, so we are here for the first game of the 13th Region Softball Tournament. North Laurel versus Corbin. Corbin leads 2-1. This is the top of the 7th inning. Second baseman number 5, Chloe Bays at the plate. She squares to bunt, fouls it off.
Yeah, you got Bays, King, and Stidham. And all three of them have tried to bunt here in the game to get on. I suspect they'll continue bunting.
Yeah, and Bays just starts off squared. That bunt right back to Carl. Oh, and Carl overthrows first base. Bays going to second. And crucial mistake right there.
That's why you play small ball right there. You know, and that's what we were attempting to do is just, you know, in the last inning, just last couple innings, just bunt it, you know, make somebody make a play.
Head coach Chris Edwards going to come out and bring his infield in and have a chat with them.
Yeah, he's got to get Emma back mentally back into this game. You know, the game's not over here. Yeah, so you're still, you know, you're down here with hitters that you struck out. We got King up. She struck out twice. So Emma's got to refocus here and bear down because you don't want to extend this lead. But we know what she's going to do. They're going to bunt.
And King not able to get that one down as it is fouled off behind the plate. Yeah, Carl's just got to attack here like she's been doing all game.
She's thrown a great game.
Yeah.
You know, had retired 7 hitters in a row.
Kill it.
Until she gave up the home run to Terrell. Just made a pitch, and Terrell just put a good swing on it. So she's pitched an outstanding game. She's got to just refocus here and shut them down here in the top of the 7th.
Great job as Carl just throws through the bunt there and gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, you let them bunt it. You just field it. Just fundamentals.
So here's the 0-2 pitch and swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9, I believe, on the morning. And that's going to be out number 1. Now to the plate, center fielder number 3, Alana Stidham. She has Chloe Bays on second base and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. She'll go ahead, square to bunt. Can't get it down. And I didn't think he was going to call that, but she never pulled back there.
I thought she bunted. I thought your runner left early at second. Well, they got to watch the runner here. She's leaving
early, yeah. Lana going to show the bunt again, goes again. Can't get it down, and that's going to be another 0-2 start here for Carl. So 1 out, runner on second. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Carl, and swing and a miss for strikeout number 10 on the morning.
Yeah, that's exactly what she needed to do. Now she just got to bear down as Foley steps into the box. She's 2 for 3 today. Single, a double, and grounded out to the third baseman.
Two outs, and Foley back at the plate. First pitch to her is high, and great job by Finley behind the plate, able to catch the high pitch there.
Yeah, Emma overthrew that one just a little bit. What she needs to do here is just make sure she hits her spots. Don't leave anything on that middle third.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one slips out of Carl's hand, but another great job there behind the plate by Finley. So 2-0 start here for Foley. Runner on second, 2 outs. Carl misses on that pitch for ball 3.
Here it might be the intentional walk.
But got to be sure you don't want a wild pitch here. Foley steps back into the box. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
She had the green light from 3-0.
3-1 count now. Runner still on second, 2 outs.
All the old school baseball and softball coaches shaking their heads.
And a great pitch there by Carl. Great movement on that pitch right there. Last second just kind of dipped outside. So we've got a full count situation with 2 outs here. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one gets away from Carl. So Foley going to take her base, first base, and this will bring number 14, Reagan Walker, to the plate.
Walker's 0 for 3 on the day. Well, some people, depending on the scoring, would have given her a double there in the third, or a hit in the third.
So courtesy runner is going to come in and replace Foley at first. I believe that's Olivia Anderson, number 12. So Anderson and Bays on first and second. Walker at the plate. First pitch to her. Great play as Sizemore was deep in the hole there and able to make the catch and get the Lady Jags out of the inning.
She just threw the bat out there at it and
It almost got by Sizemore.
hit it where they ain't. Well, it's going to come down to the final 3 outs here. We have a solo home run, and Corbin has a 2-run homer. And that's where we stand here in the bottom of the 7th in the opening round game between the favored North Laurel Lady Jaguars, defending 13th region champions, and the homestanding Corbin Lady Redhounds, as they lead 2-1.
Yeah, every run in this ball game has been scored off of a home run.
Yeah. Foley's thrown outstanding.
Yeah.
Just outstanding. I think unofficially she's given up 5 hits. 3 of those have been infield hits. So she's kept our hitters just off balance all morning. Down to the final 3 outs.
We have Edwards, Finley, and Mulholland set to bat for the Lady Jacks here.
Yep. Get them on, get them over, and get them in. That's the mentality here in the bottom of the 7th. You're tuned in watching this on North Laurel Nation on Facebook. Post a comment. Let us know who you're cheering for here this morning. It's Morgan Edwards, number 28, senior first baseman, steps into the box.
Here's the pitch to her, and she rips one. Going to bounce in front of the left fielder for a single to start things off for the Jags.
Looks like we'll have a pinch runner, be number 25, Riesland Garland.
You know what's about to happen here.
Well, we going to bunt her over, or is she going to steal second?
She's going to steal. I'm calling a hit and run right here. We are 3 for 3 on the morning on stolen bases, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
And I don't know that Garland has had the opportunity to run at all
Not
in this
today.
game. So, and she's got the speed, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's 10 for 12 stolen bases.
Shout out to Matt Brooks supporting Lady Jags here.
North Laurel softball alum Michaela Byers is.
There's the bunt. She goes, and Garland dives headfirst safe as she steals there. And great job right there. We've talked about it all game. A small ball.
No,
it's huge, yeah. Got some unhappy fans behind us here, but we got runner in scoring position, no outs, and Finley's going to come up huge here. I just have a feeling. That first pitch to her second pitch is right at the bottom of the zone for strike one, so a 1-1 count now to her. And I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the season, the first few games we were able to broadcast, Finley was hot, especially when it came to knocking in runs, was able to just find the gaps out there. Second pitch there, and she does it. It's down. It's rolling all the way to the corner. Garland rounds third. She's going home. A double by Bella Finley, and she's poked up.
I believe you called it.
I called it. I told you right there. Way to go, Bella Finley.
Now, we're still in a situation here, bottom of the
we
7th.
have a chance to take the lead.
What are we doing here? We're going to bunt her over.
Bunt it. I think I called it right there.
You said she'd been.
Yeah, she'd been huge on the RBI,
Absolutely.
and right there, that outside pitch, man, that was beautiful. Waited on it to get deep in the zone.
And that's, she stayed out of the middle third of the zone all game. And that's what Bella did. She just hit it where it was pitched.
Mulholland not bunting, gets a piece of that one, fouls it off on the first pitch. No outs here. Finley with the double scores the tying run. So we are all tied up here, ladies and gentlemen, 2-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
And still no outs.
No outs, and we have a runner in scoring position.
She's way up in the box here. I think she's bunting here.
Gets it down. Ooh, nearly got it down.
All right, now she just got to battle and put it in play. Something here to make them make a play. They understand it's a pressure situation. The winning runs on second. Just something in play.
All right, 0-2 count. Tessa's got a battle here. Here's the pitch. She'll get a piece of it and continues to battle as that one is fouled off the net.
And Tessa's real good about going with the pitch. Hitting it to where, I've seen her get a lot of hits to left field here. She's got to keep that front shoulder in and just drive it out there. 0-2 count here, so she's got a battle.
Great eye there.
Yeah, that
can be so tempting, those high pitches. Great job there by Mulholland, able to hold off of that one. All right, here's the 1-2 pitch, and a great
Fouls it
job.
off, and it catches better part of Roger Richardson's shoulder there. I know that hurt. 1-2 count. You can tense it, just feel the tenseness. Is that a word? Tenseness. The excitement in the crowd.
1-2 pitch once again, and that's outside.
Now Tessa's got a bit. Now Foley's so good. She's going to come back here on the inside third of the plate. Tessa just can't get caught leaning out over the plate.
Yep. No outs. Runner on second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Over the head of the shortstop. And Finley going to advance to third on time.
She had to stop.
Great job. Heads up play by Tessa Mulholland. Saw the throw coming in to four and able to advance to second there. So,
yeah. Finley had to freeze because there was a great chance that King makes that
great
play.
Base running.
It's great base running.
And then once she saw it got by, put her head down and was able to get to third before the throw.
Now Katie Keene's up. She bunted last time to the third baseman. Here, no outs. If you bunt it, you got to bunt it toward first base. Foley's smart enough. She's going to be on the middle inside 30 of the plate. So they're going to put her on, put the force in play. And I like my chances with Katie Sands.
I don't like that at all.
Well, it gives you a force out.
I like that
anyway.
for us, but
Yeah.
I just don't really. I get that, but even then, we only got one out. If Katie will just
no outs.
That's what I meant. We got no outs. If she can just put it in the outfield, avoid the double play.
Yeah.
But even then, I bet they go home. It's going to be hard to turn a double play if you're shooting at 4 right off the bat. But man, what about these Jags, man? They really, really have stepped up. A nice single to start the inning by Edwards.
Finley with the double.
Reese comes up and steals second. Finley just laces one out to right field there on the line, and
Tessa just battled
from
0-2 down and
heads up base running, able to get to second on the throw to home. And
Corbin's got the infield in, bases loaded, no outs, 2-2 game, bottom of the 7th. Leadoff hitter Katie Sams in the box.
First pitch, hard
She's
cut, and gets a piece of it.
She was right on it. Well, if you've tuned in today, or if you're here, you have watched a great softball game.
What better way
of who wins.
to start this tournament off? Inside pitch. Sams will watch it for strike 2.
Foley with the 0-1 changeup. Just beautiful pitch.
0-2 count here. Sams has got a battle. And
she just blows it by her.
Yeah, that was just straight gas. All right, so Foley able to send Sams back to the dugout, gets out 1 for the Red Hounds, and that'll bring up to the plate number 4, Emma Carl.
Emma is 1 for 3 on the day with the infield single in the 3rd inning.
Here's the first pitch. Carl just misses that one as she gets under it, able to foul it off into the net.
Yeah, she's wanting to hit something hard, but you just got to get something in play here.
A little choke and poke action here.
Absolutely.
Just put it in the gap.
Get it where they ain't.
A 1 pitch. Carl holds off on the high ball and makes it 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Nice changeup, but going to be outside. 2-1 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and Carl chases
Ball
after
3.
what would have been ball 3. Yep. Two. Here's the pitch, and Carl just absolutely turned on that ball.
I think that ended up over on the baseball field. If you're familiar with.
Half a second later, and that's in the woods back there. You could hear everyone hold their breath after that one went foul. Carl battling here, 2-2 count, 1 out.
As I like to say, just a long strike.
Runners on second and third. North Laurel tied things up here, 2-2. Here's the pitch. And Foley.
Oh, boy.
Look at that, yeah.
With a stare down after that strikeout.
She let Carl know about that as she sits her down, and that's 2 straight strikeouts by Foley.
That was ball 3, too.
Yeah.
Swinging at that rise ball.
RBI queen right here. She walked off on senior night against Estill County. We'll see if she can do it here in the first round of the region tournament. Sage McClure at the plate here. First pitch to her, and it's a nice cut. Fouls it out of play.
Looks like Foley's reached down and found a little extra here.
Foley, a senior, though, one of many on the Corbin Red Hound team, and you just don't want to end it like this. That pitch high, McClure wanted it so bad. Was able to lay off for ball 1.
Couldn't have been too high. Just outside the strike zone.
Sage rips one.
Ball game.
She's going to walk it off. And called it. Sage McClure is going to walk it off for the Lady Jags on a line drive to left field.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's just an outstanding ball game. Corbin Lady Red Hounds have no reason to hang their head.
No, I mean, they battled.
I mean, just a great ball game.
Foley couldn't have pitched any better right there. I mean, whoo.
I mean, just a great softball game as Bella Finley crosses home plate with a winning run as the Lady Jaguars advance to the semifinals, and they'll play tomorrow, Tuesday, at 6 p.m. in the semifinals of 13th region as they win 3-2. We will step aside, pay some bills, listen to our outstanding sponsors, Lipari Energy, Sheriff John Root, and Pepsi, and we'll be back in a couple minutes to hear from Coach Chris Edwards and their player of the game. You're listening to North Laurel Nation, Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and 98.5 WJTE, the live.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
Gospel. You have found souls with the light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the light of London for the very best country, Southern Gospel.
We are the Light of London 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like The Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
Hi, my name is Mike Black, the principal at North Laurel High School. I'm joined by Athletic Director Ethan Everso, and we're excited that you've tuned in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. The Jaguar Broadcasting Network was a dream of mine to be able to showcase the talents of not only our student athletes, but our students who are actively involved in creating commercials, working behind the scenes in video production, and we're excited to see where this venture leads.
If you want to see your name or business come across the screen in one of our commercials done by our awesome sports marketing class, feel free to reach out to the school. You can contact me via email or via phone. We can make that happen for you. Thank you for tuning in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network.
Go Jags.
All right, welcome back here to North Laurel Nation on Facebook or WJT 98.5. I think we finally caught our breath here.
I'm not sure I have or not yet. I mean, my heart's still. I mean, what a softball game! And hats off to Corbin. Hats off to Danny Foley just pitched an outstanding softball game. I think coming into the bottom of the seventh, we had 5 hits. 3 infield hits. We just could not square it up. So just an outstanding job. Apple Terrell with the big 2-run home run.
I mean, it was
Corbin. A bomb. But what a fight in the Lady Jaguars is, we come back there in the bottom of the 7th and, leadoff hit by senior Morgan Edwards. Just rips one out into left field. Then pinch runner Riesling Garland, 10 for 12 in stolen bases on the year, the biggest one of her career right there to steal second. And then Bella Finley just absolutely smoked one over the first baseman's head and down the right field line for a double. And then Tessa Monholland. I mean, you can go on and on. She battled there, got down 0-2, tried to get the bunt down, couldn't get it down, battled back and hit a line drive at the shortstop, got her glove on, but it went out into left field. So got second and third. They intentionally walked Katie Keene. Foley bears down.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, those 2 strikeouts back to back, she was fired up.
Strikes out the next 2, and she was talking it to after she got Emma Carl. And then the senior, Sage McClure. What did you call her? The RBI queen?
I knew it. She just knows how to sit back, wait on a pitch, and she just has that niche to find the gaps. That's just something you can't teach. That's just something you got. That's a skill you got over time, and she was able to do it once again. Yeah,
and walks it off is your Lady Jaguars, defending 13th region champions and state runner-up, advanced to the semifinals here. Be back. We're going to broadcast all the games, but they'll play tomorrow at 6 p.m. We're hoping to get a word here with Coach Edwards. Not sure who he's going to bring. It's a long list of players to talk to us, but we'll have a player of the game interview, maybe multiple. But then we'll be on the air for Game 2 between the Pineville Lady Mountain Lions and the Harlan County Black Bears, Lady Black Bears. And a little piece of trivia for you. Those who don't know, I taught 8 years at Pineville. Some great people down there, fond memories, and their head coach is one of my former baseball players. As I coach baseball down there, Robert Daniels. So I talked to him a minute ago. So just excited to be able to broadcast all the games here from Corbin, and thanks to Tackett Wilson for allowing us to do that. So we'll step aside here for another minute or two as we wait on Coach Edwards, and then we'll be back to hear from him. You're listening to Jalen Black, the best play-by-play person, and then I'm just here along for the ride. Mike Black, and we'll be back. North Laurel Nation.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like The Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
All right, so we are still waiting for Coach Chris Edwards and some of the North Laurel players, but we are gearing up here for Game 2 of the 13th Region Softball Tournament here at Mary Hines Field at Corbin High School. This is going to be Harlan County versus Pineville, and you know we talked a little bit about them. Pineville has a very impressive pitcher in Ava Arnett and
Rachel Howard.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Rachel Howard. Sorry about that. Yes, I'm used to basketball, and they both.
They do. Yes,
they do it all.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, she just recently became got the most strikeouts in 13th Region history.
Okay.
In a career.
Yeah,
so,
she's an outstanding left-handed pitcher. Looking forward to watching her pitch today. I was doing a little research and. She's second in the state in ERA with 0.48. Now, I'm going to say she leads the state because the leader had a 0.00 earned run average, but they'd only pitched in 10 innings, and that was the minimum. So, it's just she's only in 146 innings, she's only given up 10 earned runs. So, Pineville enters the game with a record of 18-6, 9-5 in region play. They are the champions of the 51st district. They defeated Knox Central 5-1. So, just a good softball team. Looking forward to watching them play. Don't know much about the Harlan County Lady Black Bears. They're coached by Shelby Burton. They're 11-16, 7-10 in the region. They were runner-ups in the 52nd district, losing to Harlan 7-1. So, I don't think these teams have played in the regular season. So, based on RPI, Pineville Lady Mountain Lions would be the favorites. They come in with an RPI of 55.2, and Pineville's RPI is 0.46.
And one thing I want to touch on is, if I'm not mistaken, Corbin is doing a card drive. They're taking up homemade cards, things for victims of the recent tornado that came through.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Gift cards?
Gift cards, a gift card drive for the tornado victims of London and Somerset. We're very thankful for that. Just a very tragic event that occurred Friday before last in our town. And You can't explain the devastation. And talk to my legendary J.D. Strange just on camera right there. Legendary J.D. Strange from Pineville, but just very tragic event. I think 19 lives lost and just complete devastation of, last I heard, over 1,500 homes. So just encourage you, if you're coming out to the games, to bring a gift card.
To the concession stand.
To the concession stand for their drive. And we're going to be doing a little something. We'll have some more on this later for the Jaguar Den on June the 2nd. Some things to help our tornado victims as well. So look forward to that. But I'm going to go chase down Coach Chris Edwards. We'll step aside for another break here as we get ready for Game 2 of the 13th Region Fast Pitch Softball Tournament here at Corbin High School. You're listening to Jaguar Broadcasting Network on North Laurel Nation and 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London.
Country gospel, you have found the source. It's the Light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the Light of London for the very best country and southern gospel.
We are the Light of London 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like the Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month, and all your favorite sports coverage. You can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over, no matter where you are. Tune in today.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to North Laurel Nation here on Facebook and WJT 98.5. I'm joined now by our nightlife entertainment and Top Gun trucking player of the game, Sage McClure. Sage, obviously, you came up with the biggest hit of the entire game, able to score that game-winning run and walk it off here to move on to the semifinal game of the region tournament. But this was a close game from start to finish. Danny Foley pitched an incredible game for Corbin, and all around it was just close the whole way. But your team dug deep and found a way to get it done in the bottom of the seventh. Just talk about the fight in this team that we're seeing here.
Well, at first we were really nervous and we were like, oh gosh. But then we were like, hey guys, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Like state tournament last year, we came back from like 7-0 or something and ended up beating the team. So we knew we could do it. And I'm just like, so I don't even know. I don't even have the words to say right now. I'm just so proud of everyone on our team, and they really showed out.
Yeah, and a big moment that a lot of things go unlooked here in softball, but this was a team effort in the bottom of the seventh. You had Morgan Edwards came up with the single, and then Riesling Garland base running.
Right.
Her steal at second was huge.
Yes.
That's what really allowed Finley to go up there with confidence, knowing she had a runner in scoring positions and just had to hit it where they weren't. That's what led to her getting on third, and Tessa came up huge with the single as well. So it's just an all-around team effort. Talk about what you guys are going to do to prepare for tomorrow.
We're going to start. We're not going to overlook anyone.
Yeah.
We're going to come, and we're going to be ready to do whatever we have to do to take a win. If it's 1-0, if it's 15-0, whatever it is, we just got to be ready. We got to be hitting, and we got to stay focused.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Sage, and congratulations. We'll
Thank you.
get Chris Edwards on here right now. Chris is a very popular man at the moment, shaking hands and kissing babies, the whole ordeal. I told him you were a busy man.
It's taking me a minute to get back in here, so.
All right, we're joined now by head coach Chris Edwards here after the walk-off win against the Corbin Redhounds. I mean, it's do or die time. You either get it done or you go home. Just talk about your team's performance today.
Well, loser leaves town. That's what it is. This region tournaments are never easy. They're always, a nail biter. And one of the things we talked about as a team is the path we have. Now, the team focuses on one game. They were focused on Corbin. We're going to have to play Corbin with Danny Foley, potentially Pineville with Rachel Howard, who's a Division I prospect.
Yep.
And then we got South Laurel. Potentially, they've got to win their games as well. But, we could face the three best pitchers in the region that's not on our team. And we knew what we were getting into with Danny. Man, I tell you, did Corbin just have one hit?
Yeah, it was the two-run
Jeez
homer by Apple Terrell. Yep.
Good Lord, have mercy. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. It was
No, they had three. I'm sorry. I was on the wrong game.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Danny Foley had a couple of hits. Okay.
That's right. She was 2 for 3, I believe, on the evening. But gosh, I mean, there for a minute it was rough waters.
Well, Jalen, we've had a very successful run the last 3 years with these girls.
Yep.
They have been in some games just like this. It's the reason we play the schedule we play. We lost 6 games this year, and in 4, maybe 5 of the 6 we were at bat with a chance to tie, win, whatever. So it's not unlike that we were not in these situations before. So having said that, that's why you play these schedules. That's why you play these games. It was huge. Obviously, the walk-off hit was huge.
But
the leadoff single, the stolen base by Reese.
Yes.
Let's see, Morgan got the hit. Reese run for her. The double by Bella Finley. I mean, you can't get to the end. You can't get to Sage winning the game without all that other stuff happening in front of it. And all of that was hugely important. And I can't say enough about my girls. We're 27-6, I think now. We've played every type of game possible. I would have loved a 10-run, 5-inning game, but sometimes that's not how it is. And we knew what we were getting with Danny Foley. Gosh, she's a competitor.
Yes.
She is so good, and she was on it today.
So you got another game coming up tomorrow, semifinals, trying to notch your spot in the region championship game. How do you prepare as a coach and get your team ready for that?
Well, first things first, we get the girls back in a good mindset of, okay, we played pretty good. We didn't play awful. We played pretty good, and we played a good team, and we won. We got fortunate to the end to win. The coaches will start watching this game and see what we see and what we have to deal with. Nobody, I told them up there, nobody's allowed to say anything except Pineville or Harlan County. That's all we're worried about tomorrow, and that's what we're going to do. And get right back in the frame of mind of, it's the regular season is a daily battle, a daily grind. Every single day you play, and if you have a bad day, you get to come back tomorrow. You don't get to do that anymore.
Nope.
But in our case, we get another day. So we set the schedule for tomorrow, what time we're going to be at our school, get ready to hit and do what we need to do, and treat it just like another day.
Absolutely. All right. Well, congratulations, Coach, and good luck. We'll be rooting you guys on.
I hope so. Thanks, Jalen.
You're welcome. So we will step aside real quick, get one more word from our sponsors, and then we should be ready for the start of the Lady Mountain Lions versus the Lady Black Bears, Game 2 of the 13th Region Tournament.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
Gospel. You have found souls. It's the light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the light of London for the very best in country and southern gospel.
We are the Light of London 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like the Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month, and all your favorite sports coverage. You can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over, no matter where you are. Tune in today.
Hi, my name is Mike Black, the principal at North Laurel High School. I'm joined by Athletic Director Ethan Everso, and we're excited that you've tuned in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. The Jaguar Broadcasting Network was a dream of mine to be able to showcase the talents of not only our student athletes, but our students who are actively involved in creating commercials, working behind the scenes in video production, and we're excited to see where this venture leads.
If you want to see your name or business come across the screen in one of our commercials done by our awesome sports marketing class, feel free to reach out to the school. You can contact me via email or via phone. We can make that happen for you. Thank you for tuning in to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network.
Go Jags.
All right, we are about ready here to begin this second matchup. It's going to be Harlan County Black Bears versus the Pineville Mountain Lions here for the second first round game of the 2025 13th Region Tournament here. There shouldn't be any more national anthems for the remainder of the day. They're having the coaches meeting right now. But man, what a game to start the tournament off. I'm still just can't ask for much more. And people come to see exciting games, and if they weren't here this morning, then they missed a great opportunity.
Yeah, just a great softball game. And trying to remember back, I know we talked about it throughout the game that, Corbin was flawless in the field. I think we only had one error. That was there in the top of the seventh.
Oh.
Well, I may have scored an error or two earlier, but went him over through the first baseman.
Yeah.
So, but just a great softball game, one that, you hate to see anyone lose. Two of the best teams in the tournament meet in the first round. And I just talked to the Foley girl from Corbin. We couldn't get her out.
Amazing.
She threw just outstanding. We had 5 hits until the 7th inning, and 3 of those were infield hits. So just hats off to her and the Corbin Lady Red Hounds. Just a great softball game. But we're back in action here as the Pineville Mountain Lions and the Harlan County Lady Black Bears. In the circle for the Mountain Lions, number 14, junior left-handed pitcher Rachel Howard. Started 17 games. She's pitched 146 innings, given up 62 hits, 10 earned runs, 318 strikeouts on the season. A record of 16-2.
That's impressive.
Impressive numbers.
Yep. This is going to be number 8, Addison Sloan, behind the plate. At first base is number 5, Isabella Adams. Third baseman is number 23, Mally Smith. Shortstop, number 25, Bailey Bargo Vaughn. And second baseman, number 17, Monica Whitehead. As for the outfield, right field, we've got number 2,
Cameron Evans.
Yep. Center field is number 11,
Rayanna
Maiden. Yep. And left field, it's going to be number 13, and that is JC Caldwell. Leading off now for the Black Bears is number 32. Tried to lay the bunt down. He's going to foul that off behind her. Number 32, that is Alyssa Sherman, the sophomore for the Lady Black Bears.
Yeah, the lineup they gave me is Allie Sherman, the center fielder. We got a 1-1 count.
Squares the bunt again. It's popped up in a diving attempt at the catch. Couldn't get there in time, but
great effort.
Yeah, great effort there by number 8, Addison Sloan.
Just came right at us there.
Yeah. So a 1-2 count now for Sherman. One-two pitch in the turf for ball 2.
Can't make myself say in the turf. Still
I know,
in the dirt.
You like in the dirt. Sherman gets a piece of it. A little dribbler fielded by Howard, and she will make the play in time for out number 1.
Batting second for the Harlan County Lady Black Bears will be the second baseman, number 6, Braylon Gilly.
1 out, no runners on for Gilly. First pitch, she'll try to bunt here and fouls it off. So Harlan County seems to be fans of the small ball here, as they have tried to attempt on the first pitch from the first 2 batters.
Gilly's a junior, batting .242, 16 hits and 66 at-bats.
Second pitch by Howard was outside for ball 1. That pitch low for ball 2. So 2-1 count now for Gilly. She'll square to bunt, and we're going to say she went, so we're going to be strike 2 here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And right there, Howard paints the outside corner for strike 3. Strikeout number 1 of the afternoon and out number 2. Now to the plate, number 25, the catcher, Jade Burton. Howard trying to go back to that outside corner. Can't get it. That's going to be ball 1. Finds the outside corner that time for strike 1. 1-1 count now for Burton as there are 2 outs, no runners on here. And Burton going to call time there. She gets her armband fixed.
Yeah, Burton's a senior, batting .271 on the season.
Swing and a miss there for strike 2. And right there, that outside corner, Howard paints it once again and gets strikeout number 2 for out number 3. So after top of the first inning, we're still tied up 0-0 here. And we're already seeing the dominance of Howard in the circle.
Yeah, she's pretty familiar to people from North Laurel. I think she's played travel ball with a lot of our girls for many, many years. So they're very complimentary of her pitching and, tall left-hander in the circle. Throws the ball hard. Anytime you strike out 318 people on a season, you're pretty good.
Yeah, without a doubt. So in the circle for the Lady Black Bears is number 11, Alexis Adams, the sophomore. She has pitched in 19 games this season with an ERA of 2.82. 178 strikeouts on the season. Catcher, number 25, Jade Burton. Let's see, the first baseman here is number 9, Helena Shepard. Second baseman, number 6, Braylon Gilly. Shortstop is number 8, Kendall Brock. Third baseman is number 7, Reagan Landa. In right field is number 1, Carmen Thomas, and center field is number 32, Allie Sherman, and in left field, number 14, Avaya Halcomb.
Stepping into the box for the Lady Mountain Lions, number 11, lefty, Rihanna Maiden.
First pitch by Adams is low for ball 1.
Maiden's Pownell's leading hitter for average, hitting .453 on the season.
Adams looking for the outside corner. Can't find it. 2-0 count. Hard cut there by Maiden. Swings and misses for strike 1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Maiden gets a piece of it. She fouls it off behind the plate. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 1. Now at the plate for the Lady Mountain Lions is number 17, Monica Whitehead.
Whitehead is the second baseman for the Lady Mountain Lions. Sophomore batting .333 on the season.
First pitch by Adams outside for ball 1. That pitch low and outside.
On plate umpire Chris Simpson sent low and outside.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. In the turf, gets by the catcher for ball 3. One out, no runners on. 3-0 count here for Whitehead, and she'll take ball 4 and take first base.
First base runner here in the second game of the 13th Region Softball Tournament from Corbin High School. In the bottom of the first is Harlan County Lady Black Bears and the Pineville Lady Mountain Lions.
To the plate now for Pineville. It's the catcher, number 8, Addison Sloan. First pitch to her gets past Burton behind the plate, and Whitehead will advance to second on the pass ball. One 1-0 count now for Sloan. Here's the pitch. Another ball that gets by the catcher, so Whitehead will advance on back-to-back pitches. Pass balls. So runner on third base now for Pineville and a 2-0 count for Sloan. Pitch by Adams on the outside. Nice cut taken by Sloan as she tips it off. 2-2 count now. Feeling a little
rain.
Little rain.
Yeah, and we're not under cover here.
And right there, Adams able to strike out Sloan for out number 2.
That's your second strikeout of the game.
Now to the plate for the Mountain Lions is number 14, the pitcher, Rachel Howard. She'll take first pitch for strike 1.
Howard hitting .304 on the season. No home runs, 21 RBIs in 23 games.
Second pitch inside for ball 1. 1-1 count. Runner on third base. Howard swings and misses for strike 2. And right there, Adams sits Howard down for her third strikeout of the game and the third out of the inning. So that's going to do it for the first inning. We're still stuck here at 0-0. It's the Pineville Mountain Lions versus the Harlan County Black Bears. You're listening to Jalen and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation Facebook and WJT 98.5. We'll step aside and be right back.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. Pepsi. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other guy. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
All right, welcome back here as we begin the top of the second inning in the second game of the 13th Region Fast Pitch Softball Tournament. Up to bat for the Black Bears is number 9, Alana Shepard. Second pitch on the outside corner for strike one. 1-1 count now for Shepard.
This may be a pitcher's duel. He fouls off that pitch, out of play for strike 2.
So 1-2 count now for Shepard. No outs, no runners on. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that ball outside for ball 2. Oh, that pitch comes right back up the middle, and it's going to hit Howard right in the thigh. She's already trying to walk that off. That one definitely stings.
Yeah, it's a hard hit ball right back up the middle.
So that was Shepard with the hard hit line drive back up the middle. She'll get a single on it. So Howard can throw a few pitches here. One pitch, and she says she's good to go.
A little bit of a grin on her face. Laughing it off. It's like some of her fielders are laughing. I'm not sure why, but she seems to be all right.
So now to the plate. This is number 11, Alexis Adams. She's going to square to bunt, pulls back, and Shepard looking to steal, and she does. Slides in safely there at second.
Yeah, Adams, the pitcher, is a sophomore, batting .241 on the season. It's like we talked about earlier. If I'm Pineville here, or Harlan County, I'm bunting here.
Won't square to bunt that time, and she will watch strike one. So 1-1 count now for Adams. Swing and a miss on the high pitch for strike 2.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time hitting that pitch. As hard as Howard throws and ball up in the zone like that, it's hard to hit that.
And right there, swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 1. That is strikeout number 3 on the afternoon for Howard. Number 11. Number 14, now to the plate for the Black Bears, number 14, Avea Holcomb. She'll attempt to bunt there, fouls it off, out of play. 0-1 count now. She squares the bunt, pulls back on that pitch, and it is ball one. Halcombe, a senior, she'll square the bunt again. That time she'll lay it down. Third baseman going to try to field it, and she'll make the play at first for out number 2.
Nice bunt, nice play.
Yeah, great play there by number 23, Mally Smith. She came all the way in, fielded the ball barehanded, and made the throw in time for out number 2. But the bunt by Halcombe able to advance the runner. That's Shepard on third base now with 2 outs.
Yeah, if I'm Harlan County, I'm going to bunt all day and make them just field it and make a play. You know, we talked about that in the last game.
And that's exactly what number 0, Madeline Fields, just did right there. She squared around the bunt, couldn't get it down.
She's way up in the box, so I think she's going to try to bunt again.
She does. Pops that one up and going to hit the net. Foul. So, I believe it's a 1-1 count. She'll square the bunt again, pulls back on that pitch. That's going to be ball 2.
We'll go old school again. You know, look how close your first and third baseman are. You know, she squares the bunt, you know, pull it back and just slap it. So.
She squares the bunt again, pulls back. That's ball 3.
They used to call that the butcher play, butcher boy play back in. That's way before even my time in baseball. Boy.
And that one's called for strike 2 on the outside corner.
Yeah, she pulled it back, but it still caught the strike zone. I mean, even the infielders are in at the edge of what would be the dirt typically.
And right there, Howard, outside corner, strike 3 looking and gets the 3rd out. Her 4th strikeout on the evening. So that's going to do it.
Yep.
For
the Black Bears strand a runner there in the top of the 2nd.
Yep.
Had something going there after the single by Shepard and then got the bunt down by Holcomb. But couldn't get a run across there. As we go to the bottom of the 2nd, 0-0. Game 2 of the 13th Region Softball Tournament here at Corbin High School. Glad to be bringing these games live to you on North Laurel Nation via Jaguar Broadcasting Network. Also, if you're away from phone or computer, you can listen on 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. We'll be here for all 4 games today in the semifinals tomorrow. First game will be 6 o'clock. The winner of this game, Harlan County and Pineville, will take on the North Laurel Lady Jaguars, who advanced after a thrilling 3-2 victory the bottom of the 7th over the Corbin Lady Redhounds.
Up to bat now is third baseman number 23, Mally Smith for the Mountain Lions. First pitch by Adams is outside for ball 1. Second pitch, low and outside. So 2-0 count here.
Kind of unusual. In the same game, you have 2 left-handed pitchers.
It's very rare.
Ball misses low there.
So 3-0 start for Adams. She's behind in the count. And that's going to be ball 4. So
not missing by much.
No.
There. It's her second walk of the game.
So Mally Smith is going to take first base on ball 4, and that's going to bring up number 25, Bailey Bargo. First pitch to her is strike 1 down the middle.
Senior, batting .329 on the season. 15 RBIs.
That pitch gets past Burton, and Mally Smith going to advance to second on the pass ball. One count here for Bargo. That pitch high for ball 2. That pitch low for ball 3. So Adams struggling here to find the strike zone.
Yeah, she's walked 2 and struck out 3.
And that's going to be ball 4. So Adams walks back-to-back batters for Pineville. As Bargo takes first base. And so now to the plate, number 13, J.C. Caldwell. She has runners on first and second and no outs here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the first pitch. It's in the turf. Great job by Burton behind the plate, able to block that one, keep it in front. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one high for ball 2.
By my count, 10 straight balls.
And that one going to get past Burton. So Smith and Bargo both advance on the pass ball. So that's going to give Caldwell runners on second and third. 3 balls, no outs. And that is ball 4. So 3 straight batters walked by Adams as Caldwell will take first base. And that'll bring up number 5, Isabella Adams, with bases loaded here. First pitch. That was called strike 1.
Oh, that's a strike.
Yep. The 0-1 pitch, and that ball going to get right through the gap as it's hit up the middle. Smith will score, and Bargo's going to be held up at third base.
RBI single for Isabella Adams.
And she's fired up right there.
And Smith scores. Give the Lady Mountain Lions a 1-0 lead here. Still no outs in the bottom of the second.
Now to the plate. That's going to be number 24, Cameron Evans. Bases loaded and no outs here as Pineville leads 1-0. Here's the first pitch. It's low and outside for ball 1. And right there, Adams finds top of the strike zone for strike 1. 1-1 count now.
Squares the bunt there and pulls it back. Ball 2.
Yep. So 2-1 count now. Starting to sprinkle once again.
Something from that concession stand smelling real good.
She'll square to bunt once again, pulls back, and that was strike 2. So 2-2 count now, no outs. Harlan County looking for their first out of the inning as bases are loaded and Pineville leads 1-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's outside for ball 3.
Oh.
And a nice cut there. Big cut by Evans.
Probably swing at ball 4
Yeah,
there.
and that's going to be strike 3 for out number 1. So Adams is going to get her 4th strikeout of the afternoon. And that brings to the plate number 11, Brianna Maiden.
He struck out in the top of the first, or bottom of the first, I'm sorry.
First pitch to her was called strike 1. That pitch low, going to be ball 1. One pitch and a nice strong cut by Maiden. But it's going to be swing and a miss for strike 2. Bases loaded. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that ball was inside.
Didn't miss by much, did
No.
it?
It's going to be ball 2 now for a 2-2 count. Harlan County with 1 out. And another big cut, but it's not enough as Adams is going to sit down Maiden for out number 2 and her 5th strikeout of the afternoon.
She's got 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and we've had 1 ball put in play for a hit.
That's going to bring to the plate now number 17, Monica Whitehead. First pitch to her is high for ball 1.
Number 17, Monica Whitehead.
Yeah, on the year, Adams has struck out 178 while walking 71.
That pitch high for ball 2. That pitch down the middle for strike 1. 2-1 count now for Whitehead.
2 outs. Base is still loaded. Pineville leads 1-0.
Oh,
Takes
yeah.
that one right in the small of the back. As Fargo comes home for run number 2.
And Whitehead in pain over there at first.
Yeah, that's going to sting a little bit.
That's what you're taught, though. Turn and let it hit you in the back instead of your elbow or, the head, anything like that.
Yeah. I don't think she had a choice.
No, that one came up on her quick before she even knew it. But like you said, that hit by pitch will bring in run number 2. And base is still loaded as the catcher, number 8, Addison Sloan, comes up to the plate. First pitch to her was low for ball 1.
Sloan struck out in the bottom of the first.
And that one nearly clipping her front shoulder as it's inside for ball 2. Pineville really needing to take advantage of this situation here. We've had bases loaded for the last 3 batters as that pitch is outside for strike. Strike 1.
On the outside corner there, 2-1 count. Yeah, Pineville left 1 runner on in the bottom of the first. Don't want to leave the bases loaded here.
And right there, good cut by Sloan, but that is caught by center fielder number 32, Alyssa Sherman.
Yeah, Sherman came in, made a good play there to finish up the bottom of the second. Pineville scratches out 2 runs there on a hit by Isabella Adams, and then a hit by pitch from Addison Sloan to lead 2-0. Or hit by pitch on Monica Whitehead.
Yes, so Pineville ahead 2-0 as we head into the top of the third. We'll step aside and be right back.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like The Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
All right, welcome back to North Laurel Nation, the official home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and on WJT 98.5, the Pineville Lady Mountain Lions lead 2-0 over the Harlan County Black Bears. As number 7, help me out here.
Reagan Landa. She is the third baseman.
Okay.
Fouls one off. Strike 2.
She's listed as number 17 on KHSA.
For all my Pineville people listening, Kobe Slusher sitting behind me here in my ear. Shout out to him. Saw the legendary J.D. Strange, and that's strike 3 looking.
Howard's 5th strikeout of the afternoon. That's going to be the first out at the top of the third.
I think J.D. got on camera there during their post-game show after game 1, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He had to make an appearance.
He didn't know it, though.
So now to the plate is number 8, Kendall Brock for the Black Bears. He'll square to bunt. First pitch, it's popped up. Howard gets it on the bounce and makes a throw in time.
Kobe said give him a shout out. I told him we would for $50. He just had to send in his promo.
So 2 quick outs here for Pineville. And this is number 32, the center fielder, Alyssa Sherman, at the plate. First pitch to her, and it's hit foul down the third base line.
Sherman grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning.
0-1 count. No runners on, 2 outs. And she swings at a pitch in the turf for strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch, and that's hit hard, and that's going to get in the gap between the third baseman and the shortstop for a single.
She just threw the bat out there and hit it in the hole between third and short for first hit for the Harlan County Lady Black Bears.
Now to the plate for the Black Bears, number 6, Braylon Gilly.
She struck out looking in the first inning.
First pitch to her is on the outside corner for strike 1. She's got 2 outs here in the top of the third and a runner on first. Pitch 2, the same spot for strike 2. So great start here by Howard in the circle. She has 0 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Sherman going to steal. She'll slide in safely to second. Ball gets away. She's going to try to advance to third, and she does. So Alyssa Sherman steals on the pitch and able to advance to third on the throwing error. So now Gilly with a chance to hit a ball in a gap here and bring in another run for the Black Bears to Cut this to 2-1. That pitch by Howard is high for ball 2. 2-2 count now. There's the pitch.
She must be missing outside there with that pitch. It's hard to tell at our angle, but
And Coach Daniel's not too happy with that as he came to the dugout to stare down the home plate umpire, and that's going to be ball 4 for Gilly, so she will take first base.
yeah, he hopped up off the bench and came out to the fence. He didn't say anything, but I think he's kind of wondering where those last 2 pitches
Are missing.
Yeah.
So now Harlan County 2 outs, but they have runners on first and third, and that's going to bring to the plate the catcher, number 25, Jade Burton. First pitch to her, she'll take a hard cut and fouls that off behind the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that pitch inside. Swing and miss for strike 2, and Gilly steals second during that. 0-2 pitch, and that one inside, but Burton able to foul it off and continue battling here. Those last 2 pitches have been really inside.
Yeah, she's starting to work that inner third of the plate.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one inside as well. Burton fouls it off again. Runners on second and third, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that outside corner is going to be strike 3, and out number 3. That's Howard's 6th strikeout of the ball game. And that's going to take us to the bottom of the third here. Pineville leads 2-0.
Yeah, she got the outside corner there. Again, like I said, where we're sitting, it's hard to see angles and see where those pitches earlier were missing. But, Harlan County leaves 2 runners on base there. Go to the bottom of the third, trailing 2-0. Again, we'll be broadcasting all games of the 13th Region Softball Tournament. Next game scheduled to start at 3 p.m. will be the Knox Central Lady Panthers against the Harlan Lady Dragons. And then the nightcap scheduled for 5 p.m. with the Jackson County Lady Generals, the South Laurel Lady Cardinals. Semifinals will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. The winner of this game will take on North Laurel in the first semifinal game at 6 p.m. as they defeated Corbin Lady Red Hounds earlier, 3-2, and just an outstanding softball game. If you're unable to get out to Corbin High School, you can join us live on North Laurel Nation, the home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. Or you can listen on the radio, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. I'd like to thank our sponsors, 13th Region Softball Tournament, Lapari Energy, Sheriff John Root, and Pepsi. Thank you all for sponsoring North Laurel Athletics and the 13th Region Softball Tournament this week. Coming to bat for the Pineville Lady Mountain Lions will be the pitcher, number 14, Rachel Howard.
First pitch to her is outside for ball 1. Here's the second pitch. It was inside, and Howard able to foul that off. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Howard gets a bat on it, is able to foul it out, and it's out of play. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Howard, ground ball, hit to the shortstop, and she'll make the play.
Great play by shortstop Kendall Brock to throw out Howard for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Now to the plate is going to be number 23, Mally Smith.
She walked in the bottom of the 2nd.
First pitch to her is outside for ball 1.
She walked and scored a run. It was Adams walked 3 straight hitters there, and then you had an RBI single by Isabel Adams to get Pineville on the board as Smith scored.
That pitch inside and high, going to be ball 2. Right there, Adams able to find the bottom of the strike zone for strike number 1. Adams with back-to-back strikes as that one finds the outside corner. 2-2 count now. No runners on for Pineville and 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. That pitch outside for ball 3, and we now have a full count situation here. Right there, nice pitch by Adams down the middle of the plate for strike 3 and out number 2. That is Adams' 6th strikeout of the ball game, and that'll bring to the plate the shortstop, number 25, Bailey Bargo, for the Lady Mountain Lions. She walked as well her first time at the plate. First pitch to her is way outside, ball 1. That pitch is outside for ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's low and inside for ball 3. No runners on, 2 outs. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and Bargo going to take her 2nd walk of the afternoon on ball 4. Now up to the plate, number 13, J.C. Caldwell for the Mountain Lions. And she took one.
No, she walked.
She walked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Whitehead took the one in the
That's right.
spine.
First pitch to Caldwell is low and in the dirt. Ooh, low and in the turf. You got me using your lingo now. 1-0 count here. Runner on first, 2 outs. Lady Mountain Lions lead 2-0. That pitch right down the pipe for strike 1. Caldwell already showing the bunt early. And that one hit off her fingers.
And the bat.
Yeah.
That
It got a piece of both right there.
She's kind of choked up on the bat.
So that's going to be foul ball for strike 2. 1-2 count now. Ooh, and a good-looking pitch by Adams, and she kind of nodded her head like, where did that miss? I'm assuming outside, if anything. And
yeah, we can see up and down here. It's hard to see in and out. So looks like the catcher's kind of set up outside.
And right there, that's going to be strike 3 for out number 3 and Adams' 7th strikeout of the ball game. So Harlan County still trailing 2-0 over Pineville. We'll step aside for a break, and we'll see if the Black Bears can get the bats going. You're listening to North Laurel Nation, the official home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on Facebook, and WJT 98.5. We'll step aside and be right back.
Lipari Energy loves giving back to our community, and we proudly support all of our area student athletes. At Lipari, we know that success is predicated on hard work and determination, and we strive to help our young people get a great start in every way possible. Today's game is proudly brought to you by Lipari Energy.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge.
In 1975, we challenged folks to put their taste buds to the test.
And Pepsi won.
Pepsi. PepsiCo. Pepsi.
50 years later, we're traveling across the country to challenge a new generation and celebrate winning taste along the way. We know that Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes better and is more refreshing than the other. So get ready for a new Pepsi Challenge in 2025, coming soon to a city near you.
All right, we are back here for the top of the fourth inning. This is number 9, Helena Shepard at the plate. First pitch to her is ball 1. Shepard held off from that high ball. 2-0 count now.
She had a single back in the second inning. 1 for 1 on the afternoon.
Good cut there, but swings and misses for strike 1.
Just a little bit behind that pitch. She takes a good looking cut in there, though.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Shepard gets a piece of that one as it's fouled back behind the plate. And a swing and a miss, but a drop third strike, and the catcher Sloan able to make the throw to first in time for out 1.
Another strikeout for Howard. That means that for her.
7. Her and Adams both with 7 apiece. So now to the plate we got the lefty, number 11, Alexis Adams. That's the pitcher. First pitch to her is strike 1. Second pitch, nice hard cut, but swing and a miss for strike 2. So a nice 0-2 lead here. And a great off-speed pitch by Howard as she sits another one down for out number 2. That's her 8th strikeout on the evening. Now to the plate. This is number 13, Avia Holcomb. 14. First pitch to her, strike 1.
Grounded out to the second baseman, the third baseman.
And Howard gets her to bite on the high pitch.
Howard's not messing around this inning.
Straight to business as she gets another 0-2 start here. Looking for out number 3, and she gets it with the swing and a miss, the strikeout.
Like those quick innings.
That's her 9th on the evening. So that's going to do it for the bottom of the third.
Top of the 4th.
Sorry, for the top of the 4th. So Harlan County still unable to get on the board here as Pineville leads 2-0.
Again, the winner of this game will take on North Laurel Lady Jaguars tomorrow at 6 p.m. We'll be live, North Laurel Nation, on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. Thanks to our sponsors, Lipari Energy, Laurel County Sheriff John Root, and Pepsi. Up first this inning for the Lady Mountain Lions will be the first baseman, number 5, Isabella Adams. She had a single and an RBI for the Lady Mountain Lions in the bottom of the second.
First pitch to her is way upstairs for ball one. Second pitch is an off speed inside, and it caught a piece of her front shoulder, but she swung on it. So 1-1 count now. One pitch is low. For ball two, so 2-1 count now. No outs, no runners on.
Crowd moans. She swings through that pitch. 2-2 count.
And right there, swing and a miss for strike three, and out number one as Adams records her 8th strikeout of the afternoon. Now to the plate for the Mountain Lions, number 24, Cameron Evans.
Evans struck out in the bottom of the second.
First pitch to her is up high for ball one. So square to bunt, pulls back as that ball gets away from the catcher. 2-0 count now, 1 out, no runners on. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's at the bottom of the strike zone for strike one. Two one pitch. She'll square to bunt again and pull back once again as that is low for ball three. So Evans ahead now, the 3-1 count here. She's going to go ahead and square to bunt as well. Here's the pitch. She pulls back, and that's going to be ball four. So Pineville now with a base runner as Evans takes first base on 4 balls. And that's going to bring us back to the top of the lineup with number 11, Rayana Maiden.
0 for 2 on the afternoon, 2 strikeouts.
Hard cut gets a piece of that one as it is fouled off.
Yeah, she's Pineville's leading hitter, hitting like 453, but not being able to get the bat on the ball today.
0-1 count now for Maiden. She has a runner on first and 1 out here. Pineville leads 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. That pitch inside. Big lead. Catcher going to throw to second, and
thought she was stealing.
Evans will return to first. One count here. Here's the pitch to Maiden. It's low. Another big lead. Uh-oh, we might have a pickle here. And Burton chooses to throw ahead of the runner.
In that case, she's just got to run at the runner and make the runner commit before she throws the ball there. Honestly, she's out in no man's land. You should be able to get her out.
2-1 count now. Maiden gets a piece of that one, fouls it off.
Not sure I wouldn't just went ahead and sent her straight steal here.
2-2 count now. Here's the pitch. It's high, and there goes Evans off to second, and she slides a little late for the turf. But she's safe. And that was ball three, so full count situation here for Maiden as she has a runner on second and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and maiden swing and miss for strike 3 and out number 2 as Adams will record her 9th strikeout of the evening.
You keeping track of them now?
I'm trying my best. Now to the plate, number 17, Monica Whitehead. Runner on second, 2 outs. First pitch to her, strike 1.
I believe you're correct with 10.
That pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Ooh, is it 10? I said 9.
Oh, correction, 10.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You're positive?
I'm positive.
0-2 count here. And that ball hit off the handle. Gonna roll foul. Oh, 2 count now. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss by Whitehead for Adams' 11th strikeout of the afternoon and out number 3. So that's going to take us to the top of the 5th inning. Palmville leads 2-0 over the Harlan County Black Bears. You're listening to Jalen and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation, the official home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on Facebook and WJTE 98.5. We'll step aside and be right back.
Laurel County Sheriff John Root has a heart for his community and its young people. Sheriff Root strongly supports and encourages our area young people to get involved in your school activities. And Sheriff Root wishes the very best to all our area Laurel County student athletes. This ad was paid for by Sheriff John Root.
North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network have teamed up to bring you North Laurel athletic coverage like you've never seen it before, with shows like The Jaguar Den on the first Monday of every month. And all your favorite sports coverage, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and on radio 98.5 as we are teaming up to bring you coverage all over no matter where you are. Tune in today.
All right, welcome back here, North Laurel Nation, on Facebook and WJT 98.5. We are here for the top of the 5th inning as number 0, Madeline Fields, squares to bunt. She'll pull back, and that pitch is ball 1. Palmville leads 2-0 over the Black Bears. Squares to bunt again, and that one going to roll foul down the first base line. She gets a bunt down that time, and Mally Smith, the third baseman, makes the play at first for out number 1.
I think that's going to be the strategy here for
Harlan County
here in the top of the 5th. Just try to bunt their way on. When I say that, number 7, Reagan Landis steps into the box and takes pitch number 1 for a strike. Thanks for tuning in there, Bella Sizemore. The score is Palmville Lady Mountain Lions 2, Harlan County Lady Black Bears 0. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Landa fouls off. Second pitch for strike 2.
So no runners on here for the Black Bears and 1 out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's outside for ball 1. And right there, Landa able to poke one into short left field for a single to try and get the Lady Black Bears rolling here in the top of the 5th.
Second hit on the evening for the Black Bears. Brings to the plate the shortstop, number 8, Kendall Brock. She hit a ball back to the pitcher in the 3rd inning.
And right there, Landon going to steal, and they get her. So great throw by Addison Sloan from behind the plate.
I think they were waiting to see if the shortstop held on to the ball.
So
Not sure there might have been some obstruction there, but we don't have a complaint from the Harlan County coaching staff.
This is number 8, Kendall Brock, the shortstop at the plate, and she'll foul that pitch off. 1-1 count now and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss there for strike 2.
One, two outs, no runners on here in the top of the 5th. Ball in the dirt there. For ball 2, ball in the turf. I'm old school. I can't get used to this turf.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Brock gets a piece of that one, able to foul it off. Off-speed pitch is just inside for ball 3. So Brock able to work her way back to a full count situation. And Brock, second baseman unable to come in and make the catch. So Brock will run that one out.
Yeah, probably a good move there by the second baseman to try to make that a diving attempt. Whitehead, she looks like she may be hurt. Because I think if she had waited on it, Brock got down the line pretty good. She's probably going to beat it out anyway. Good effort there. She laid out. Just couldn't make the play.
Now at the plate is center fielder number 32, Alyssa Sherman. She gets a bat on the ball, but it is foul and out of play.
I don't know if Pineville scouted Harlan County because the first baseman plays really close here on this left-handed hitter, but watching her swing, she hits everything to the left side.
And that ball going to get away from Sloan as Brock will advance to second on the pass ball.
Because as close as she is, if she were to
pull one, yeah.
I believe the second baseman.
Yeah,
she's got a pretty nice little turf burn there.
She does, don't she? Even through the arm sleeve.
I think she's drawing a little blood there. Where's the North Laurel trainer, JoJo Markham, when you need him?
Yeah, it doesn't appear that Pineville has an athletic trainer.
No, Corbin might, but I don't see him. Get her a little attention in the dugout, get the blood cleaned up, and send her back out. Again, I'd like to thank Corbin High School for letting us live stream the games this week. Athletic Director Tackett Wilson been very accommodating. He's excited to bring you all the action here, the 13th Region Softball Tournament. Round 1 today, our opening round games, is North Laurel defeated Corbin 3-2 in the first game. Here in the second game, we're in the top of the 5th. And it's Pineville